morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Trekking Across the Universe here. We are live. Actually, we are live this time, aren't we, Dream?
We are. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. And I actually got it right this time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We did go late today due to personal circumstances, folks, so we ask you to bear with us. But we are expecting to keep to our schedule, so we want to welcome everyone. That, of course, is Lord Dream. I am Lord Roger of the House of Guidry. Last week, I was the House of Fontenot. So if you sports fans figure it out, well, then you sports fans figure it out.
The house that Hank built.
Very good. They're all Yankee pitchers, folks. That's all they are. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We have a lot to go over. Now, I understand Dream has not had a chance to actually see episode 4. So
not quite.
So I don't know. I think Dream will bail when it comes time to talking about that. But yes, Hope, thank you. We have a little bit to catch up. We're actually going to go over episode 3, and then I'm going to jump into episode 4. So, folks, we ask you to bear with us. Dream, how are you doing on the One Ring as well?
Oh, my God. I loved it from the first minute that it came on. I love all the history that they're getting into. My biggest concern, which is I'm such a huge fan of the original Peter Jackson stuff and, the books, those little things. They're not just paperweights. I have read several times all through the entire series, and I appreciate that, Hope. I appreciate the no spoilers.
Actually,
but at the
Hope,
same
thank
time,
you. Yes. Well, I guess, Dream, we're going to have to do episode 4 again next week, and we'll do episode 5. And, folks, I do apologize. Oh, my. Do you hear that? It is raining and raining hard here in Southern California. So, wow.
Well, it's only one time a year, so.
Well, thank goodness winter is here. Or wait, that's another series. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get to it. We are a little bit behind. I actually did get a chance to go over several of the episodes, but we would have done episode 3 tonight, but we are going to do episode 4 as well. So, yes, we do need the rain. Thank you. Folks, let us know who you are and where you hail from. We're going to get right to it right now. And I think, Dream, what we're doing is we're going to jump around, folks. We're going to do House of Dragon episode 3 right now. Then we're going to go into the One Ring. We're going to do Dream wasn't here with us, so we'll do 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go back to episode 4 near the end. Since I lost Michael, I'll do Lower Decks on another day. But wow, let's get to it, folks. Dream, your quick thoughts since you weren't here for it. Episode 2, what did you think so far?
Episode 2, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Honestly, with House of the Dragon, they've set so much stuff up. I wish I would have been there for the past couple times, but one week I was very sick. My throat was raw, couldn't really talk. And then the other time was my anniversary. So I was spending some time with the wife, having dinner, doing the anniversary stuff. So that was Hope's in Louisiana.
Right around the corner from you, Dream. Actually, probably down the street.
Who knows?
Dream is in Hammond right now, so go figure, folks. Well, look, Dream, just to go over it real quick, I think I gave the first episode, and I wish I had my notes on the first episode. I don't have them at the moment, but I believe I gave it a grade of a C+ for the first episode. That's right, you and I actually did grade that. And I gave the second episode, The Rogue Prince, a B-. Okay. And on episode 3, which is now second of his name, I gave it a C+. So it went down a little bit for me. But there's still a lot going on. So, folks, please share your comments with us. I only share and we'll get to it.
What is this rating scale on?
I'm just giving it a scale. Because I have nothing better to do. So, Lanham, MD.
Maryland.
Yeah, I thought that. Oh, Ines. I'm sorry. Oh, Ines. It looked like the same one. Thank you, Ines. So, folks, let us know what you thought of episode 3 right now, because we didn't get very much in the way of commentary either. So, and then, like I said, we're going to do then the One Ring, and then we're going to go back to episode 4. I've seen episode 4. Dream has not. I did enjoy episode 4, but my count for episode 3 is Dragons 2, and there was no sex in episode 3 of House of the Dragon.
You know what? It's all right. I am okay with that because they've given us plenty of gore. They've given us plenty of drama and lineage and what kind of stuff is going on. You're like, but no sex. I know.
No, I'm deliberately keeping count because everyone talks about that. I heard the thunder and the lightning very close right now, folks. So if I lose power, I lose power. It is what it is. Let's see. You will not have those comments after tonight's episode, I promise. Hope that dream, that's
all right.
directed
Gotta
at
go.
you. I think episode 4 is worth your time. But continue in episode 3 because we actually have not reviewed it yet. Look, in episode 3, second of his name, we had another time jump. I predicted at the end, or one of my predictions was going to be there's going to be a time jump from episode 1 to episode 2, and there was. Yeah. And it was, I think it was 6 months or thereabout. And then now, from episode 2 to episode 3, there was a time jump of actually almost 3 years. And one of my comments at the end of the last episode was, I don't think they're going to have much of a jump this time. Boy, was I wrong. Completely wrong on that one. Because remember, Alicent was Prager's at the time. I don't know how far along she was. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that. So, I'm actually getting...
I agree. I think it was pretty badass. You got...
I think it was as well.
Yeah, Mr. C rating.
All right. I'm willing to reconsider, but I do appreciate the comments. So look, just very quickly, there, as I mentioned, there was. Oh, here we go. Oh, we have our first question there, Dream. I ask both of you. Do you think the throne is showing us that the king is not the proper king by having him lost fingers in his sores? Oh, okay. That's interesting. That is deep. And by the way, the cuts, because remember at the end of the episode when he sent him away, he's sitting on the throne and then he cuts himself.
Yeah, that's from the very first episode. They started that.
Yes, and it's festering.
Yep. And then it's poisoning, from the infections from the throne, obviously. And, that's a very deep thought. That actually, I believe, is a reference to Greek mythology. I have not had nearly enough whiskey to recall all of the ancient Greek mythology mythos that it is based off of. But I believe there's a Greek mythology stuff going on about that too, where it refers back to the throne, like actually hitting.
Yeah, I think she likes that one. Yeah. I did not. Hope. I was giving it some thought. Okay, I thought it was more like. No, I did not think that. Straight up, I did not. That is really good because I thought it was like. Remember, he got the wound right before he sent him away. So, Hope, I think it follows with what you're saying. But my thinking was that every time he does something, well, I guess it would go in line with what you're thinking. Yeah. Every time he does something, there is a wound that's festering. Because we know he has something in his back as well that's not healing. So I wonder if he got it from there as well. Because I don't think they mentioned the first episode as to why he has that one. It's just that he has it. And, there's something in episode 4 that I'm not going to comment on. I'm going to have to wait till Dream leaves. But, yeah, okay, fair enough. That's interesting. I like that. You were thinking he was self-licking, sort of like Allison picks her nail bit. Oh, I think it was more accidental. I guess it was metaphoric. Something along what Dream is talking about, that it was happening to him based on the actions. So it would follow with what you're saying, Hope. That is really deep. I did not go that far. I just thought it was like it was wounding him. Okay, he's about to send his brother away. And as he's doing that, the throne wounds him. That's the way I saw it. I don't know, Dream. Did you see it that way in the first episode?
I kind of see it as, maybe that, the queen who never was really supposed to be the heir of the throne. Um, and it was supposed to kind of go in that direction, but because he wasn't really supposed to be the king in the first place, as Hope was saying. Um, so maybe they could have been just the throne kind of reacting to that you're not right, or it could have been based off of his actions that he's not, living up to the throne. So his nervous behaviors, his little things that are going on with him, he's kind of pushing himself in the direction where he's going to get hurt. Oh, hey, look at that.
And now we have Lord Dick on with us. How you doing, Lord Dick?
I'm doing fine. How you guys doing?
We're doing real well. Thank you for joining us, folks. We have quite a few people watching the program. Seriously, let us know who you are and where you hail from. Drop your questions in the chat room. Lord Dick, Hope was asking, and I think the question will be directed to you as well. Since Dream and I were here when the question was asked, do you think that the throne is showing us that the king is not the proper king by having him lost fingers and has swords? Have you seen episodes 3 and 4 now?
Of what? House of Dragon?
House of Dragon.
No.
How far along are you?
I'm halfway through 3.
Okay, then we're talking about 3 right now. I'm going to wait for Dream to bail to talk about 4, so you can bail as well at that point. But well, he doesn't want any spoilers. But what we saw, so what do you think? Because remember, in episode 1, just before he kicks Damon away, the throne wounds him.
Right.
Do you think that the throne is showing us that the king is not the proper king by having him lose fingers and having the swords? What do you think?
I'm going to say it's a red herring.
Huh. Okay. I do like what Hope says. It was much deeper than I thought. And then she says, you were thinking he was self-inflicting, sort of like Allison picks her nails? No, I don't believe it was that. I believe it was endemic or emblematic of the story. Ooh, I don't know if I want to go that deep, but he's getting those wounds. I guess kind of like, dude, maybe the throne is doing it to him, but it was every time he did something wrong, he was wounding him. He was getting wounded by the throne.
I mean, we didn't really see the throne have like its own character in Game of Thrones.
Right.
We didn't really see that. So this could be a new directorial thing where they're like, hey, why don't we give the throne some kind of say in what's going on, mythos wise. But I don't know. It's weird. That's a good, interesting thought. I'm kind of stumped on this.
I'm gonna have to spend a little bit deeper on that. Hope you really got us on that one. Now, you guys, of course, Lord Dick, you saw Game of Thrones, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The throne looks different from the one in Game of Thrones. Remember, right now in episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're able to see swords all around the actual throne. That doesn't exist in.
But we're also in the past, so we don't know what the chair was like in the past. I mean, we do
now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, Lord Dick. But I'm just saying that we're in the past, so. But I'm just going to say it's red herring until I study more on it. But
okay.
But I don't want to commit to anything right now because that's a good question, and I wasn't ready for
it. Okay.
As are we all.
And fair enough. Now, this time Ines says the throne in Game of Thrones was changed several times, though. We can't go by that.
That is true.
Okay.
That is very true.
Very good, Ines.
Also, as more people were conquered, their swords were added to the throne and melted on by dragon. So you never know. By the end of this series of House of Dragon, we may see, something that resembles more of what we look at in Game of Thrones. It might be closer to what we see. Maybe not the final product, but we might see more swords being added in.
Yes, but Hope has us all of us in. Yeah, there's no doubt. Hope,
I can't
you
even
got
see what
us
that
on that.
emoji is. What is that?
I think it's the thinking emoji.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's on your phone. It's a little small. Sorry. Oh, funny. You can't see, and then we have Lord Dick here too. Sorry. Anyway, that's all right. So I didn't change the
I'll
name to
provide the
Lord
thinking
Dream,
clouds.
but thank you, Richard, for playing along. Now, for those of you that know and don't know, last week I was Lord Roger of the House of Fontenot, and now I'm Lord Roger of the House of Guidry. I get kicked out a lot. So if you guys understand the names, you'll
Lord
know.
of the House of Ford.
Lord of the House of Ford. Hey, who knows? That might be one. I like that. I like that. Well, in addition to episode 3, we saw the time jump, as we mentioned. At first I really thought it was kind of like 2 years, but no, it's really 3 years, because again, she was preggers, and then oh no, I'm sorry.
By episode 3, she's got like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, already has a 2-year-old,
and
so
she's pregnant, about to pop a third out. So you never know. And this is all freaking the friend, man. Jeez.
yes. Now, I did count 2 dragons in this episode. So, like I said, there was no HBO trademark, their flesh scenes. There was quite a bit more going on in episode 3. Now, we also saw that they mentioned no, it wasn't they mentioned. Rhaenyra and Queen Alicent got into a pissing match over the musician because Rhaenyra didn't want to be there. But she clearly listens to the queen, even though she's her friend. I kind of posited the first episode, remember? I said, which one is older?
Oh, that wound. I got you.
Yeah. Oh, you're reading the comments?
No, I'm reading. I'm cheating. I got to cheat. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking. I didn't forget. I forgot about that wound that wouldn't heal. So she might be right about that.
Okay. Well, remember, he has the wound on his back. And then I was pointing out the one where just before he lets Daemon go, his brother, he's sitting on the throne, and he catches himself in his finger.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Then they cut off his dang fingers.
No, did they? I thought they put the maggots in there.
They put the maggots in, but then they cut them off. They first cut it off, then they had the maggots to eat away the edges too.
Oh, I did not catch that he lost his finger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not good. No. So then we see the incidents of the royal hunt. Now, folks, the whole thing of the white stag. When we look at Earth, oh my God, I can't believe I was going to say that. In our history, the white or the albino is significant because they're
sacred.
not. Yes. And he receives a report that they found they call it a white hart, and then they refer to it as a stag, or maybe they didn't refer to it as a stag.
Well, another name for a stag is a hart. HART.
Thank you, Hunter. All right, you are Casador tonight. And that's where she meets the first Lannister, Jason, Jason Lannister, and he's hitting on her big time, and she realizes it a little too late. She gets mad because she realizes after he says, "Oh but everyone's talking about it, and since you have a new brother, a stepbrother. Well, they say brother, they don't say stepbrother. Well, we kind of aren't you supposed to report any treason to the crown?"
Yeah,
that was really good the way she stood her ground on that one.
Yeah,
I did like that one.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You caught up?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just now that I remember what about the king and everything that's going on. Yeah, you're probably right. The throne is probably going against him. The throne is probably just locked onto something.
Okay, Hope. I was going to comment about that right now. The internet blew up, folks, about this. Okay, yes, I did see this, and I did read about it this week. It's all over the internet. They said if you don't want to spoil it, look. How invested were you in the Game of Thrones series? As I rewatched it, I realized Jeffrey told Marjorie how the current princess met her demise. Now I'm perplexed as if the story Jeffrey told her actually happened, like the story about the parents of Jon Snow. The realm was told Jon's dad raped his mother, but instead they were in love. I wonder if history is accurate. Thank you for not giving the full spoiler on it. Hope, yes. Like I said, the internet blew up on this. It could very well be that Joffrey was just being a total a-hole. Hi, Eddie. Good evening, Eddie. How you doing? Peace and
What
love,
up,
buddy.
Eddie?
Yes. So, it was really good how what's her face Rhaenyra threw a tantrum, took off, ran into the forest, and then Sir Kristen was right there, went after her, and he got knocked over by the boar, and she
That
killed
was
it.
pretty hilarious.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I laughed my butt off on that.
I laughed
and then
on it too.
And then I was terrified immediately after when I saw Rhaenyra like freaking stab him like crazy.
Well, I actually did worry about Rhaenyra's and that Sir Kristen was going to get in trouble because Sir Kristen was, lined up as quickly as he could, and it still just blew past him because it was low. He's wearing armor, folks. It's kind of tough to go low, but anyway, blows past him, and it looks like it's going to go on, and it stops, turns around, and goes right for her.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to hurt her, and Sir Kristen was going to be in trouble, and then she was going to be... The way I was thinking in that quick moment was, oh, she's going to get jammed. Someone else is going to be her bodyguard, and something was going to happen along those lines.
Yeah, I went through a whole roller coaster of emotions just in that brief freaking 5 seconds or however long that scene was, like with the boar attack.
Yes.
Because so many different things could have happened in that freaking 5-6 seconds. They could have gone after, like, Rhaenyra could have been freaking, like, injured trivially, and, they could have taken Kristen's head, or whatever and put it on a spike. They could have, there could have been absolutely, or, they could have insinuated that, well, why was he, staying the night alone in the woods with her? She brought the whole camp dinner when she did.
And it was really kind of cool when she did. Yeah. No, we got that, Ines. That was really good. It was really funny how she came back all bloody. Didn't even bother to clean up, man. Probably she wasn't able to, but she came back. And think about it.
Yeah.
The moment before Viserys killed the deer, and he actually kind of missed.
He did miss.
Yeah.
That was, I feel that was symbolic
actually,
too.
if you go right here,
Yeah, little deer left. Little deer left. Flashbacks of bad dates.
But, very good. Very good. I like it. But he said something to the effect that, well, no. Before they actually get to capture it and him kill it, they reported a white stag or white hart about half a league away because I think they picked up the droppings. She's the head bitch in charge. She said, "I'm the head bitch in charge." Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Now, someone posited on the internet the significance of them missing the white hart because they were told we saw one, they went after it, but they got a regular one, and then he misses. What do you guys think is the significance of that?
Well, I'll let you go first, Lord Dick.
Well,
and I'm not trying to catch you guys off guard. It's also directed at the audience as well, folks.
Well, I don't know what to think of it right now. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. Apologize, Lord Dick. Oh, so you're not, dude. I'm right here in my notes. This is what's left of the episode, dude. There's a lot left. That's just episode 3. I think that's in the first 15, 20 minutes, man. I think you might want to mute yourself if we're going to continue. Are you?
No,
Richard?
I don't care. I don't care.
All right.
I mean, I caught up on Rings of Power.
Oh, so, we will be talking about the Rings of Power.
So I did. I'm all caught up on that, but I'm not caught up on this on the House of Dragon.
Well, we're gonna put
And
off.
I couldn't do anything today because of football. So I mean,
I
Yeah.
agree.
I couldn't do any. Right now, I'm doing this and watching the end of the Tampa Bay watching Tampa Bay beat Dallas.
Oh, I love it.
Ines,
Love
thank
it.
you for the first like, folks. Oh, and by the way, since we have quite a bit of people watching this, I want to put the announcement out there again. Folks, we are asking for you to submit your 15 to 30-second reviews on the episode. I'm asking you to record something. If you want to go and do an audio recording, great. If you want to do a video recording, please record it, send it to us, and we will play it on the episode. Also, if you have any pictures on collectibles, anything that you may have, we would love to show it. It's time for us to show off our toys. I found Dream. I don't think you saw them. I have them now. I have the banners over there. I have both of them. And I've had the, remember Dream? I've had these since you first came over a while ago.
Yeah.
I've had these from the Game of Thrones run. So I was already Team Targaryen. And when we do the Lord of the Rings, I have my Lord of the Rings one right now.
I have my Lord of the Rings cup too, but I don't have hot coffee going.
Hey, Studley, even though I'm sure the women would like, and maybe even some of the men, but you want to, do you have your necklace? You have your Lord of the Rings necklace?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to grace us with the view right now.
No.
Don't worry, folks. I won't scare anyone by doing that. I'm way too damn old for that. I'll just pull up the necklace so you can see my one ring. That's it.
I used to have it. It got lost somewhere in a move. It left me. The ring abandoned me.
I had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it at all.
The ring abandoned me.
Hope says, and here's a question that I was asking.
Yes.
It was not his prize to be had. It showed us the princess's regard for unique things and how she perceives and views the world. Men like prizes such as killing the biggest, baddest animal in the land. Women do not seek such meek things such as this. Now, excellent, Hope. Thank you for encapsulating it with us. And I think Dream was getting to there about the significance. I mentioned the albino or the white in culture, but what it means. And Hope, yes. It's not his. It was not his. Who made the kill? Rhaenyra did.
Yeah.
And she did it on her own.
Yep.
He did it, secured, and two other men were holding it. And he missed.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is another thing, which kind of ties back.
Was hungover?
No, it kind of ties back into, the throne, not believing that Viserys is the right one. He had to have somebody secure the stag to make the kill, and Rhaenyra was able to make the kill on her own. She essentially is showing us that, she's more of the ruler. She's more ready to be in charge. She's going to be able to provide for the camp. She's going to be able to provide for her people. She's going to do what has to be done. And they keep showing this throughout the first couple of episodes. She goes and gets the dragon egg back from Daemon. She shows up on her dragon and does what has to get done. She's not afraid of confronting Daemon time and again. And it's pretty cool how we keep seeing these little hints, like Viserys is kind of losing control.
He's definitely losing control, especially with what's going on over in the sea steps.
Yep.
Which we can get to in a little bit. Actually, we're almost there. Continue, Dream. I'm so sorry I interrupted you right now, Pat.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's been how many years? So we've been anyway. So as far as the stag goes, it wasn't his to be had. A character from one episode to another. You're right. And Game of Thrones did that very well. Remember Theon? He had a crazy arc where we hated him, we loved him, we hated him, we loved him. Like, we didn't know what the hell was going on. And then you have characters like Joffrey, who we're just going to hate forever.
I never did like that little SOB from the very beginning. Didn't like
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Now,
I agree.
The one that you would dislike in the very first episode was Jamie Lannister going back, and yet there were moments that,
Towards the
dude,
end.
okay, we know why he did what he did. Actually, throughout the run, Jamie Lannister was an incredibly complex character, man.
Yeah.
And there were times that you could hate, well, obviously for what he did to Bran, little rat bastard, but there were other moments where we know why he did what he did. I'm not saying they're right or correct. The guy had some sixth sense of honor, you know? It was crazy. I'm not justifying him, but Jamie Lannister, there were times when you actually were mad at him. There were times that, wow, dude, you're actually a good guy. And then he had our sympathy when he lost his hand.
Yep.
And then he actually became the wounded warrior at the very end. And yes, we hated Joffrey, but the realm of humans hated Bran by the ending, probably more than Joffrey. Funny world we live in.
Yep. You're right. Honestly,
we
I think the best ruler would have been Lyanna Mormont. She's 12-year-old child standing toe to toe with the giant, charging head on. That's what we need.
The one that had the 16 knights, right?
Yep.
When she showed up and says, "We are a small house, but we are with your house."
Yep.
I remember that. Yes.
She was, and that was her first acting role.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, she did so well in that one. Yes.
Yep.
I was thinking about her when I was watching this because I guess one thing that, and I'm sorry, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm implying what's going on in the fourth episode. But in episodes 1, 2, and 3, and everyone watching, if you've seen it, know what I'm about to say. Everyone is on the king. They're not even in his ear whispering. They're all over him, giving him advice, telling him this, telling him whatever. And he's getting tired of it. He is really getting tired of it. So much so that he snaps at Rhaenyra in this episode. He says, "You will get married. You will. It's going to happen, whether you like it or not." I'm not sure exactly where it happened in there, but
and it makes you feel bad for Alicent because she's like he keeps shouting over and over again, like, I only got married because of duty. Like, I had to get married. I didn't want to get married again, but I had to. Everybody forced me to. And, that puts Alicent in a completely different, situation. And yeah, he is starting to lose his confidence. He is slowly going mad because it does run in the Targaryen family.
well,
In the
I know he's
Targaryen blood.
growing impatient because when they, in the very beginning, when they're starting the birthday party, because that's basically what it is, the 2-year anniversary, they bring serious news that the war front is not going well. So
He's like, they've lasted 3 months. They can wait 3 more days.
yeah, it's like,
Just chill. Yeah.
I don't know.
The worst thing you can do as a leader is stay silent. The worst thing you can do is have no response because that shows weakness. It's better to make the wrong decision and correct course than to make no decision and just kind of show that you don't know what the hell you're doing or what's going on.
Okay. I'm not sure if you, I don't think you've seen it yet, Lord Dick, but we did comment that Rhaenyra and Sir Criston, they made it back after a kill, but they found the white stag.
And they did not kill the white stag.
They did not kill it. That, I think, goes in line with what Hope and Ines are talking about right now. Ines says, "I'm glad he did what he did, not wanting to spoil episode 4. Fair enough." And Hope says, "Alicent brings starfishing to a whole new level." Not going to elaborate due to spoilers, but that was the first thought I had in my mind during episode 4. Yes.
Starfishing?
Yeah. Dude, you're going to need to go watch episode 4 fast, okay? I mean, obviously not today, but you're going to watch it, and then we're going to do episode 4 again next week, but then we'll be caught up with episode 5. But some other notes that I had is Alicent and Senior Hightower were really doing, I'm not going to say dirty stuff, but they were doing what they were due to try to convince the king. He was saying, you have to get him to name. Aegon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey,
You have to get him to work that way so
dear
that the
old
throne
dad
will calm down.
Hey, dear old dad was doing everything in his power to be as close to the throne as possible. He was pimping out his daughter. Go see the king. Go wear your mom's dress. Go be his comfort. And he was doing what he had to do because he had his own morally questionable, motives. Um, it's true. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. He was using his daughter to further his own, ties to the throne. Um,
When Emma passed away in episode 1, I thought it was a little odd, but then I kind of thought about it. That it's like, well, he's alone right now. And when Emma told him what she did, she said she was alone. And I forget exactly what she said, but it was something like, I just wanted people to see me. And folks, Hope, Ines, I need your help on what I'm trying to say on that one. I don't have my notes for episode 1 right now. But she told Viserys, I didn't want their sympathy. Do you remember what it was?
People were talking. She said people were talking around her in riddles, and she didn't want that. She wanted them to. She just wanted their understanding, and She wanted them to say straight up, "I'm sorry that this happened."
Yes.
And it's true. She's trying to be that for the king, and her motives may be a little more pure, as far as she's doing what her dad told her to do. She's
She's
being
definitely doing what Dad told her to do.
Yeah, and she tried to, be there for the king because she can come to him with a similar experience, of losing a loved one close to you. And I mean that might be redundant, but losing someone you love. And we see it worked, she got married to the king, she had a kid, she's having a second. And now dear old dad's trying to make sure to appease the realm. It's for the good of the realm that she gets the king to name her son the heir to the throne. And we all know that his motives are he wants to be the one that has the closer tie, because then guess what? His grandkid is now the one that's next in line.
Yes. Now remember, he has served 2 kings, so
Yep.
that was established. So he's loyal.
But all of them are trying to position themselves to take over. Dear old dad has been here all along. You are 100% right.
I miss that, Ines.
The entire time. Every single one of them. Corliss was doing the same thing.
Okay, Dream, Ines. I don't trust him or her. Just watch episode 4. That blew me away. Being an older guy, sorry, folks, I'm an old sexist guy, but when I see that one thing in episode 4, I was like, oh, damn. So when Ines says I don't trust him or her, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm very naive when it comes to certain things like that, and I was surprised by that, but we are jumping ahead. Did you catch that little scene where, I guess, after they cook the stuff, what's his face, Lannister, offers her some wine, and he's loving. She tries it. You can tell she's disgusted by it, and she almost wants to throw it out. But the king was loving the wine. But I think he presented her with some Lannister wine.
Yeah,
I don't think she liked it.
He presented her with Lannister wine.
Yeah,
and she was not having it. Not just because the taste was probably bad, but because I think it was more to symbolize that he leaves a bad taste in her mouth. She's not feeling that. I don't feel as if he wanted to take the throne, but more or less wanted to raise his house's status. Yep, that is. I think he would have taken it either way.
yes.
He would have taken, king regent or whatever the hell you would call it in that situation. I don't know, whatever you would call it, but he would have definitely taken that role had that role been provided. But he was saying, well, now that that the king has a son, you can just be the lady of my house, and we can, I can build a dragon pit. We could have dragons and raise the status of our house, and who's to challenge us? We'll be the right hand people of the Targaryens forever. Until it's time for them to make their move and put their claim in. Everybody serves the king until they have an opportunity to make their move to take the throne. Corlys is using his child daughter.
Yeah, the 12-year-old.
That was disgusting. My God. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to throw up. I did. My daughter is 12 years old, turning 13 soon, and I wanted to throw up when I saw that.
Oh,
no.
yeah, I did too. I figured, but I guess I didn't want to throw up because I knew that one was going to happen. I don't know why. It just because I was already figuring that maybe Allison or someone else. I just didn't think that one.
Well, I already knew.
Yes. If you thought that was bad, watch episode 4 with the blindfold.
Shit.
Oh,
no.
Yes.
All right. Well, I already knew that he was going to pick Allison. I didn't know when, but I already knew because they already had the adult actor pegged out, and listed as who's going to play Allison, as an adult. And we see her still talking to, Rhaenyra, to her friend. And we see that that's what the situation is already, so I wasn't too concerned, but just I was disgusted by the fact that Corlys was trying to push his daughter, like I was disgusted as a father to see that he would push his child into that position.
It's
that was such a shit move.
Okay, it's a shit move, but unfortunately, that even in some places that is still going on.
That doesn't make me feel better about it.
Yeah.
There's still child trafficking
horrible,
and everything else.
In the subcontinent.
I need more whiskey.
In the Asian subcontinent, yeah. Oh, I'm not going. I actually, forgive me, folks. We're not being supported by them, but I had my Seagrams to start off the program, and now I switched over to just the regular Coke. So if you want to share the drink that you're having with us, folks, please let us know. But
it doesn't have to be alcoholic.
It does not have to be alcoholic, because Dream and I have lost a fortune in other programs that we've done. Oh, good God. Folks,
dear Lord.
I was doing another program about a year ago, and there were 4 of us, and I invited all the hosts, and I said, look, bring a collectible and bring a drink. Just to, give the audience an idea for who and what we are. I swear to God, I think we were doing the programs just for drinking games. Ines, thank you. A glass of wine here. Thank you. The first 3 episodes I did, I had, oh my God, not the wine, the apple cider. So it says I'm having a Coke as well with my Nugget Ice. Best investment ever. I like it. Bacardi White. I like it, folks. Dream, what are you having? The whiskey.
I'm having my Dalmore. It's a 12-year Portwood Reserve.
Dude. You do not go cheap.
No, I honestly I feel that your whiskey should not be younger than your kids.
Okay, well, this stuff was made in 1922. Invented in 1922.
I specifically said whiskey. If you're gonna drink scotch, then it better be older than your kids.
Okay, Dream. We're gonna have to make some time in November when I'm over there visiting with you in Louisiana as to how we're gonna have to do these programs. So we'll talk.
Did you book your flight?
I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay, because I
found a coffee spot that you're gonna love.
Oh, okay. Nugget Ice is Sonic Ice, but I have an Opal Nugget Ice maker.
Hey, no, I know all about your Nugget Ice. We have the same ice at my restaurant.
Wait, is he from Louisiana too? No, actually, both.
I am.
You're in Louisiana.
I'm in Louisiana.
Yes, as a matter of fact, folks, if we were willing to have some people join us live, we would consider doing it somewhere. Seriously. If people want to visit us in Louisiana while we do this program, we'll find a spot. That's not that difficult. Well, as I mentioned, I sold Dream out. He's in Hammond.
Yeah, so, I'm in Hammond over by Southeastern.
Oh, Dream! Lord Dick put on his Star Trek uniform. Woo-hoo!
He's had it on.
I'm sorry, I just noticed it. But he looks like a knight. the way
Yeah.
he's got it on. See, I'm. It's so damn hot over here. Sorry. But both Dream and I are Southern California kids. I'm still over here in Southern California. I'm going to be visiting Dream in November, and that's why we talked about it. And Lafayette here.
Oh, you're not too far. Well, kind of, but closer than Roger.
A lot closer. Lord, Royer. But thank you.
Yeah, we have a Vietnamese restaurant out here. So it's a lot of fun. We're glad to be a part of Hammond, and they've welcomed us pretty well.
Jordan, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Folks, in
I don't know
first
French.
episode, folks, I was stunned. Remember, Jim, we had people from around the world. We had Mexico, we had Africa, we had Spain, we had Canada, and then we had that other country, the United States. I forget which other one, but we had quite a few on our first episode. Folks, this is
Malaysia
cool.
too, wasn't it?
From where?
Wasn't there
the Philippines.
Malaysia? Yeah.
We might have had the Malaysia as well, folks. That is cool. Hi, Jordan. How are we doing? We're having a great time talking up the episode. So I wanted to. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to do it at Dream's restaurant. I don't know. We'll see. But did you? It's up to you if you want to announce it. It's your deal. You're more than welcome, Dream. But we'll see.
Hey, our restaurant is Pho Grace.
Oh, Hope already knows. Get some pho. Yeah.
Well, I just said I have a Vietnamese restaurant.
Okay, folks. And look, this is our moment. If you want to reach out to Dream, if he wants to announce it, he will. If not, we'll see about that. But he has one in Hammond. How many pho restaurants are in Hammond?
There's another one that is not as good, if I may say so myself. But we respect them for what they do. They actually have a mix of Korean food as well. But we're pretty much just a straight Vietnamese restaurant. We have pho, we do the banh mi's, we do the all the stir fry stuff, and I say we can get back to talking Game of Thrones because this isn't a restaurant plug hour.
Thank you. While all that was going on, I was talking about the wine. Then they receive word that Corlys and Daemon are losing. And they tell the king, why not send aid? It was like, hey, no. They started this. Remember, they get into a whole argument. But then they realize, and I think it was Alicent. Was it Alicent that told him? But what has he done? Okay. And then he decides to send aid. He says, take this note. And he arrives in the battle. And we see the battle at the steps. They're getting their arses handed to them. It is not going well. They've been at war for 2 years? And
something like that.
It's funny because I think Corlys' brother is really talking a lot of shite.
Yeah.
And and his son, I did not get his name, says, you're the one talking crap, and Daemon is coming off the dragon. I think it was Corlys that told him, he says, stop with the mutiny.
Yeah.
Because Corlys' son says, well, it's funny you're talking crap, but he's fighting.
Yeah.
There's no doubt he's fighting. We may be losing, but he's not a coward. So it was kind of cool how they both jumped on him to defend him. But I'll give it to the uncle. As soon as Daemon's within earshot, he returns to the battle, saying, "Hey, we got to do this. We got to do. We're screwed. We're having a hard time." And I guess they decide on the plan. But then, actually, no, they didn't decide on the plan.
Got rid of the letter first.
They got the letter.
Fuck
yes.
your aid.
Yeah. Sorry for the language, folks, but yes, they read the letter, and I think Corlys.
Hey, if they're watching House of Dragons, they can handle a couple F-bombs.
I apologize, folks. Leonor, Valerian, and Lyanna, yes. You know what? I have it for my notes. The very first one, you're right, for episode 4, because they do mention him. Well, we finally get a huge battle. Wow, Dream. This one was, Daemon, obviously he's not a coward by any stretch of the word. I think he's a little stupid. But
I don't think he's stupid. I think he is just so angry.
oh, yeah.
I just think his rage kind of blinds uh his best decision making processes. Um Viserys is clouding himself with the wine,
Oh,
and Damon is clouding himself with his rage. You
Dream, let me
know,
back up. I apologize, folks. This was important. When he says hand deliver this to Damon yourself, aid is coming. And then he asked Rhaenyra, and she basically says, why are you asking me? My opinion matters not, as you have made so plain to me over the last 3 years. That's the clearer part. And then they talk about, must we always battle? And they're talking about each other, Viserys and Rhaenyra. And he says, well, look, you mean to replace me. You're going to peddle me for what you can. A big castle or what? Look, and she uses a quote. She says, the lords of the realm gather to feast on a carcass. And he says, look, we all do our duty. You need to get married for strength so you can create your own line and you can go and have lots of babies, she says. Find yourself someone that you love. And she says sarcastically, oh, what? You think a man's going to make me happy? Okay, nothing personal, but I thought she was a little young to have that attitude. But then again, I don't know. Again, I'm an old guy. And forgive me if I'm dumb, old, and sexist. Educate me, let me know. But I was just like, she scoffed. I think that was a little too more enlightened, in my humble opinion. I think that's a 2022 line. That wouldn't have been there, but it's okay. I thought it was good. But she says, you think that's going to make me happy, having kids? And he says, no, I wish to see you happy with a family. So even then, even though they're fighting, he's like, look, I know what you think, but there's more to it. But they clearly still misunderstand each other. But he does say, I want you to find the one that's going to make you happy, as I did. He was referring to Emma. And then he reminds her, you will not be supplanted. I swear this on your mother's memory.
yeah. I'm curious as to how that's going to play out.
Yes.
That's terrifying, when lives hang in the balance.
Folks, in sports, we have a joke that the minute the owner says, oh, I 100% support my manager. What do we call that, Dream? That's the kiss of death, right?
Yep.
And it kind of reminded me of that when he said, oh, no. You will not be supplanted on your mother's. It's not the exact same thing, but I did get that feeling.
No, but it's the same exact feeling, because you never know like what the hell's gonna happen, and you're only sacred until you're injured.
Yeah.
When it comes to sports, the second you get injured, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
we back our players 100%, but what can you do for me now?
Now, do you know what I'm noticing, Dream?
What's up?
We're still on episode 3, and we've spent 55 minutes, dude. If we're expecting to do this in an hour, and we're going to do all the other programs, I don't know how we're going to be able to get them all in. Because we're having real conversations about this. And by the way, what are you smoking right there?
I'm smoking a cigar, which is what I've rarely ever smoked a cigar. But
I know, it's when I'm stressing you out, you do that.
Yeah.
Do I have to tell your wife that you're smoking?
No, she knows I bought it.
Does she know you're smoking it?
No, yeah, she knows I'm smoking it.
I know. By the way, your wife doesn't listen to me. I'm only kidding. Because I have an audience right here. I was like, what the hell?
Okay.
Yeah,
snitches get stitches. No.
That happened. That might happen in episode 4. Remember that, snitches get stitches. That's funny, Dream. You've already had 2 or 3 lines for episode 4. Folks, we saw the battle at the end. It was one of the better ones that we had seen in a while. I thought it was good. Look, I just thought that he was risking too much, knowing that you had the the archers up on top, and he does get wounded in the battle. It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
He almost could have ended it, but it worked. We saw the end result. What did you think?
I love how he just comes walking out of the cave, dragging the half body. That was a great scene.
He's called the crab, or
The
was
crab
called the
king.
crab feeder, right?
Yeah. And he honestly, it was just a great moment. He was wearing the same mask. I guess we see that same mask in Game of Thrones. At some point, I was briefly skimming over an article, but I guess it's like the mask that the Crab King wears is we see the similar mask in Game of Thrones at some point, and I forgot what the significance was of it, but it is a tie-in.
Okay, well, they're aligned with the Free Cities, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I do. I forget the tie-in as well. So
Anyway,
who was the Dragon Rider?
the Dragon Rider.
Yeah, the one that was riding the dragon.
Oh, that is the nephew of Corlys, or that is the son of Corlys and the Queen Who Never Was.
That's who
their
it was?
kid. Yeah, that's
Hope?
their kid.
Okay. I was trying to pay attention to that. I did notice. Hope, Ines, Eddie, or Jordan, did you guys get that? I did not.
He's the Targaryen. He's the only one with Targaryen blood. It's their kid.
Okay.
That's the other reason why, he wanted it to be, that's why he wanted, the king to marry his 12-year-old daughter or whatever, or his 12-year-old daughter, because like there's already people in place that can literally run the kingdom, should something happen to the king too early, or should there not be an heir enough soon enough, I should say.
All right. Fair enough. Well, look, we're good. I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to point out from
Rings of
episode
Power?
3. Okay. We're going to go and do that, folks. We're going to go straight to the Rings of Power. Oh. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Well, hey, look. Hope says that they're half and half. But yes, they do have Targaryen blood. So their children are half and half.
Yep.
But they do have the blood. So yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't catch who the writer was. And I was just wondering if you guys knew. So Dream, I appreciate that. Folks, we are going to switch on over to right now. We're going to do the One Ring episodes. Well,
Rings of
it
Power.
depends. The Rings of Power. Do you want to do all the episodes, Dream? Have you seen 1, 2, and 3 already?
I have seen 1, 2, and 3 already. But we can
Okay.
just summarize and just kind of talk about what you liked of it so far as a whole.
We'll do episode 3 in detail, I guess. Okay. Folks, as you know, we already reviewed episode 1, and now episode 2 is Shadow of the Past. Lord Dick, have you seen The One Ring, did you say?
Yes.
Rings of
Okay.
Power.
Ooh, all right.
You
The
keep
Rings of
saying
Power.
it's the One
That's
Ring.
why I came back,
Thank you,
because
sir.
I
Okay.
have seen those, so I might be able to say 1 or 2 words about it.
Let's do episode 1. What were your thoughts on episode 1 called A Shadow of the Past? Now, remember, folks, 2 episodes debuted last week, and the first one was Shadow of the Past. Then we had Adrift, and I didn't get the name for the 3rd episode tonight, or on Friday.
Gosh, that was
The
called.
episode name.
It was called something.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it right now. But go ahead, Dream. You want to start off with A Shadow of the Past, because we immediately begin with Galadriel.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
For me, it's hard to separate episode 1, episode 2, because I watched them back to back.
Yes.
But as far as how they were together, I loved every second of it. I loved how they introduced each character, And even though there's some new characters, some are characters that are just younger versions of the ones that we've grown to love, like Galadriel and Elrond and everything else.
Celeborn is in it too.
Yes. Out of the characters, like, so for example, Galadriel and Elrond and the characters like that where we see their older versions, in Lord of the Rings, I personally feel like it was very difficult to see how they're going to progress from how these actors are portraying them to who we know and love. Now granted, it's a long time between these
Yeah.
two series,
Are we
but
looking at what, 3,000 years, 2,500? Do you remember the? Because we're in the
some
second age, right?
yeah, we're somewhere around 2000 years difference in time.
Okay. All right.
If memory serves, but that's been a long time. But it's just so weird to see, them being like acting young, making rash decisions, letting, emotions, you know, fuel them to jump off of a ship or to, or to, let's not be too hasty. Let's, be careful of what he's going to say. Galadriel would never be careful of shit. Uh, I feel Galadriel would just be like, no, it's my way. This is what's going to happen. You're going to listen to me, and this is wonderful. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen for me, because I am very curious as to how they're going to kind of make that progression of character, kind of steer into that by the end. The biggest question I have is the stranger, which is what a lot of people were curious about, because immediately you type in stranger, that's the first thing that pops up, like, what the hell's going on? What are your thoughts on the stranger, specifically Lord Dick, and then also
Yes.
Lord Roger?
Lord Dick. Remember, the stranger shows up at the very end of episode 1, literally flying across the sky. And then we begin episode 2 in Adrift. He's in it. Who do you
I don't
think the
remember that
stranger
because I
is?
saw that weeks ago, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really remember it.
It was a week ago.
But I just
Yeah.
watched. But I watched like
Episode 3.
3, and then I watched 4 today. So I remember 4, and I remember the end of 3. So 4 is where my memory's at. So, but
In the future.
but
Wait a
well, I
minute,
saw.
there's
I
4
remember
episodes?
but I remember the beginning of number 1 when they were climbing up that mountain looking for that. Kick some orc butt, but then she took charge, and all the men got scared, and she had to help them because, well, that's just how it works out these days.
Yeah, the internet flipped out over that, how the women are the courageous ones and the men are sniveling cowards, as was stated on the internet this past week.
But honestly, that's been true with a lot of series. Like even in House of Dragons, they kind of have been doing a lot of that lately too. Like with Rhaenyra and Alicent kind of taking the lead, and we're moving into Rings of Power. You've got Poppy, who's kind of being brave and taking the steps to do what she has to do on the smaller scale, with taking care of the stranger. And
Poppy's the sister, isn't it? Nori?
The tall
Nori.
guy, this guy with the
Yeah,
beard.
the stranger. Yeah, Dream. You know
my
what?
God. I don't.
We'll get into
Okay,
that
yeah. Now because he was in. Basically, he was in. Yeah, I remember that now because he fall from the sky and then he was in that. Well, I don't know what it was because it wasn't hot. So, but it was supposed to be fire, I guess.
Yeah, he was he was in a crater and there was fire.
But do you know where he's from? Does anybody know anything about him?
That's
why he's asking you.
Theories are.
Okay,
because
my
it seems,
theory.
but I'm trying to. I don't know if he's an alien since his star system that he's looking for, no one has seen it anywhere.
Have you read Lord of the Rings or not?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Have you watched the movies?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a hint in the second movie. as to why I think it's Gandalf. I believe it's Gandalf, Dream. Okay.
Well, see, I was thinking he was a wizard.
Okay, and I'll tell you why.
And I'm going to tell you why, because he seemed like he had lost his memory. He couldn't talk. So I'm keep thinking he has a power, or he's going to become more powerful than this old guy just wandering around helping people. But you could be right. I mean, all I'm saying though is he just crash landed, and it looked, and plus the way he landed and the way he was able to turn when he collapsed again and the fire came back on, that there has to be something freaky going on with this guy.
And let me tell you why. It was almost at the exact same moment that Galadriel was about to cross into Valinor, and then they screwed with us on the angles. Okay, I think they did it very well, but basically the way I saw it was, okay, you don't want to go? Okay, well, we also think you need help. Okay, now if you know the story, and Dream knows Lord of the Rings history real well, I forget what they're called, but they mention it in the 3rd episode, I think. No. They were talking about someone else. But anyway, they were both ejected from Valinor, in my opinion. And we know that Gandalf and the other two, Radagast, and there's one more, right?
All right. So you got Gandalf the Grey.
Sorry. Oh, that's right.
You've got 4. Saruman the White.
Oh, no, there's 5, right?
There's 5. You got Radagast the Brown, and then you have the 2 blue wizards.
Yes.
So there was a lot of speculation saying, well, maybe this is, one of the 2 blue wizards. Maybe they're trying to go in a different direction, and, try to create something different so that we're not just watching Lord of the Rings again. But when his TV show's ever done anything original,
but do you think Amazon is going to follow along?
Actually, they are.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying okay.
They're going to piss too many people off if they go off book.
Yeah. Do you know why?
But okay, I have a. I'm going to. I have a guy that's a big Tolkien fan.
Oh, well, okay. I have one too. That's my guy.
Anyway, he says they should stick to the source material and not do all this racial and change it and all, because.
What are you talking about? Racial change?
Because Tolkien didn't have blacks in Middle Earth.
He assembled armies from all over the world, from the Eastern, the Haradrim.
But I'm just telling you what he told me, that they should stick to the source material, saying that there were no people of color anywhere near. There were no black dwarves or black elves.
Okay, we do know.
Well, I will say this: he might be a Tolkien. I don't know what his qualifications are, but he's wrong.
I don't care, because I don't believe what he says. I mean, I don't care if I don't. Well, it's not that I don't believe him. I just don't see what the big deal is. I mean, he didn't. He said the same thing about. Have you seen the Batman movie?
Yes.
It doesn't matter, but Gordon was black.
So,
and he says,
that doesn't make a difference.
But he says you got to stick with the source material.
Okay.
And no, I'm not. I'm just.
That's actually a big point of debate out there.
I know,
going on.
But no, I'm just saying I don't agree with it. I'm just saying that's what he says, and I kept thinking, well, the actor played a good Gordon. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah, but I will tell you.
Look, I'm just saying. Okay, but I guess my thinking is using the term source material another way of being racist.
There are some reasons where they can. Source material doesn't necessarily mean racist.
I'm thinking about is Batman, and all those comics were written by white Jews.
Yeah,
so, I mean, what are you
but
going?
The essence of the character.
So I mean, of course, they're all going to be white. Okay, that because
I write what you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, But
what Tolkien.
I'm just saying that it doesn't matter to me. I just, as long
Okay.
as people are doing the job, like acting and doing what they're supposed to be doing, who cares, right?
Yeah, but there's a difference. But so essentially, sticking to the source material is saying, okay, we're gonna have dwarves and elves and all this, and they're gonna be from all over the world, as Tolkien, wrote. They're from the east, they're from the west, they're from the north, they're from the south. They live in different climates, so they're going to be exposed to the sun. They're going to be exposed to all the aspects of Middle Earth, and some are going to be seafarers, some are going to live in the woods, some are going to live in the deserts. This is sticking to the source material. Not sticking to the source material is saying, oh, we're going to just throw a couple dinosaurs and a giant raccoon. Like,
And make sure it talks.
yeah, make sure a talking raccoon ends up in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Because
see, I
because
don't. That's
people
why.
like Guardians of the Galaxy, so we're gonna have a talking
Yeah.
raccoon.
That's why I'm asking you, because you see, I don't know all the history. I mean,
Well-
I've read The Hobbit, but I have not read Lord of the Rings,
Okay.
and I don't know the other books, the other history with Tolkien. So I thought, well, Dream seems to know what he's talking about, so I'll ask him if he thinks, because to see if everything's gelling up. I don't want to listen to just one person's opinion and just leave it at
Yeah,
that. You know
Let
what
me
I'm saying?
add this specifically, gentlemen, and Dream will correct me if I'm wrong. In the books, the only time he refers to any color is to the elves. He refers to them as being fair skinned. That was it. I don't recall him in any of the books referring by anyone of color.
yeah,
So, okay, so knowing that, and we've seen the movies, and I believe that's where the people are getting it from. It's the movies
yeah.
because of the people that we have in the color. So, Richard, or Lord Dick, I get it, but if they're gonna go by color in today's day and age, it's really more the problem of the person asking than it is the
Look,
material.
like I said, I just wanted another opinion. I mean, I'm going to I've seen the movies, but it's been a while ago, but I haven't read the book, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know the whole. I don't know what Tolkien writ, really.
Color has nothing to
except
do with it. If you're
Yeah.
talking about source material,
but he told me. I mean,
I get it, Richard, that's what he said. Now, I am actually just telling you that source material is what's written. And that's why
Yeah.
I specifically stated the only thing he said was about the elves. So I think we're beating that.
I don't want to.
Horse.
I just wanted to get another opinion.
Yeah.
Because he kept
Well,
saying
you got it.
All he kept saying, "Yeah, I go by the source material." And I kept saying, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
I mean, people have different views on how to tell stories. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, well, that point is what is going on with Amazon. And I don't know if you gentlemen caught this, but this last week, we found out that Peter Jackson is persona non grata for the Tolkien estate. When you say follow the source material, it's like the Tolkien estate has full veto power on the story. They are so pissed off with what Peter Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings. Wow. Because if you look at all the documentaries, it doesn't look like, but that's okay.
Well, I don't need to continue. I just wanted another opinion because I don't want to just have one person's opinion. I want several.
Well,
So I can stop, because I just don't believe in it. That's all. I just, let's just.
Well, I'm actually on to something else now, Richard, when I'm talking about when the estate, they want Amazon to follow the storyline. So I would have to ask Dream, and I hinted at it. They're 2,000 years more or less. Where are we in the Silmarillion? Has it happened already, or will it happen?
We are about to witness the forging of the One Ring. So we're at the beginning of Sauron. Morgoth has fallen.
Yes, that's actually mentioned in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Morgoth has fallen.
Right.
They've been searching for Sauron, and he actually goes by a different name right now to different people. His part of his little spiel is he's a trickster. Like in Catholic mythology, one of Satan's things is he's a trickster. The devil's a trickster. He tries to trap you. He tries to trick you. So like right now, we see all the orcs calling, we're going to take you to Arda. We're going to take you to Arda. Well, that was one of his names. So immediately I can tell you that the stranger is not Arda. So the stranger came into play, and he was with all of the hobbits essentially. Um, and so that was one of the things. Well, is he Arda? Is he Sauron? No, he's not. We can rule that out. So right now we're kind of left with the five wizards. Um, so we have so I'm skipping all over the place. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
Arda,
this is a good conversation.
Sauron, and Arda are the same person, and we kind of get a glimpse of him at the end of this last episode that just played. But it's blurry and it's crazy because he looks fair skinned like an elf. And why is that? Because he's in the process of tricking the dwarves and the elves to create the rings of power.
So you do believe that is him at the end of the third episode?
Oh yeah, 100%. Arda's. If you go back to the books and the appendices, Arda is another name that he went by.
Did they say Arda in the episode?
Yes.
Ah,
The orcs were chanting Arda, 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 and then at the end, they're gonna take the elf over to go see Arda at the end. So this is where we're at. We also have the stranger. So my theories, like yours, rest with Gandalf. And the reason I believe it is Gandalf is several fold. One, he loses his recollection. Like he doesn't remember what the hell's going on.
Right, exactly.
Right? Just like in the Two Towers, he appears as Gandalf the White. And, they're like, well, what, they're like, Gandalf. And he goes, oh, yes, Gandalf. That's what they called me, Gandalf the Grey. Well, now I am Gandalf the White. And I come to you now at the turn of the tide. So we sense his recollection of his past life and everything else. Now, as he's coming down in a crater, you have to imagine this at this point in the history of Middle Earth, Gandalf and the other five wizards were sent. They were essentially like semi-angelic beings, and they were sent to Earth. So if you're an angel and you freaking fall to Earth, do you have any knowledge of the Earth language? Probably not. You probably communicated in a different way, right? So there's that. One of the other things that kind of mentioned Gandalf to me straight away was we see the issue with the fireflies.
yes.
He's whispering to them and he's sending them off, and be in the shape of the stars. This is the kind of stars that he's looking for. Now, and we see this again, when he's at the top of Isengard and he sends the fireflies to go get the eagles. Well, I'm sure he's perfected this technique over the years. And we've seen that, as he sent to go get the eagles to come back, fireflies did their own business. They went on their way. But now he's sending the fireflies up to look like stars. So they're bright. They are shining as brightly as they can to be a star. Now what's going to happen? They put that much energy out, they're going to die. So all the fireflies that they died, they can't be a star, but they gave everything they could to show what he was trying to do because he was too strong and too powerful. Another thing that Gandalf is, one of his titles is a guardian of the secret flame. And we see him very closely tied to fire as things are going. We see the comet, we see, the fire coming up when he's conscious and aggravated and nervous or confused about what's going on. We see fire flare up. Are you okay, Raj?
Yeah. I'm just going over my notes.
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry, I thought I was boring you.
Oh no! I've got folks. I apologize. I got notes everywhere. So when Dream is talking, I'm listening and going over. I didn't mean my brother. I apologize.
It's all good, man.
I'm listening to your
That's
words,
why I
trying to
wanted
find
you
stuff.
guys to go first.
Okay, all right. Then let's back up
Because
a little
I'm
bit.
over here here ranting.
Okay, let's go back to episode 1. Lord Dick, did you get the whole thing about? I love how they worked in the seal of Sauron, and now they even did it in episode 3. She recognized it. She knows what it is. And the
Right.
other elves are like, no, we've been out here forever. And it's interesting because time doesn't pass for elves, and yet they're tired of this shit. Which I
Yeah.
thought was kind of funny because it has no meaning for them. And it's like, how long were they really out? I don't think they were over by months. I think they were over by years, if not decades.
Try centuries.
Yeah, they thought that they did. Yeah, I
They're-
remember I saw it in episode 1, and then I see it again when she finds it in 3, and then she's like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's not what that is." And then she.
Oh, I love how she sees it again at. Oh, well, okay, we're gonna jump.
Or do you want to stay? Because I mean, we were going back and forth. I mean,
Yeah,
because
we're going
we
all
are
over
gonna
the
go
place.
back
because
and forth.
3 because
But
3 is where she puts it
Numenor!
together.
Yeah.
Numenor. As soon as they showed up in Numenor, I'm like, oh my god, are we gonna see the white tree? I'm jumping away,
got it.
and there was the white tree.
Yep.
That was really sweet. I was like, okay.
I'm not gonna lie. At
I know
first,
Numenor, dude. I know the story, so we're gonna see some big. Sauron's a little bastard.
yeah.
Anyway,
And-
yeah. For those that have, I guess, for those that know what's coming, it's like wow, because I know what happens to Numenor.
dude, it's like when we went to go watch the Lord of the Rings in the theater, and Theoden was about to give his speech, and I was just kind of like looking at you the whole time.
Okay. Dream is talking about we're finally there. Dream and I saw the second and third movies together. He's one of the hardest Lord of the Ring fans that I know. And I asked, dude, in the second movies, I haven't seen it yet. What? I said, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Let's go see it. We went to go see the Two Towers. And then we said, we're going to go be there for the. Oh, no. We didn't. We just happened to see it together, the third one. So we're watching the movie, and we're talking about the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. Okay, it is going bad for our heroes. And, it's like, you guys, we're an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes in. It's like, whatever. And then the Horsemen of Gondor show up. And you see you see that they're there. You can barely see the sprinkling of a morning coming up. And then you see the riders. It's the riders of Rohan. And I guess, I don't know if it was at that exact moment or they're doing the speech, but I turned over to Dream, and all Dream did was, he knew my question. And my question is, now, damn it! Now, is it going to happen? And all Dream did was,
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, here we go, baby. It was one of those moments, yes.
It was freaking amazing. And so the way that I ended up seeing the movie in theater with him for Return of the King was pretty hilarious. So I had just gotten done with Trilogy Tuesday. Trilogy Tuesday was watching the extended version of 1, the extended version of 2, and the release of number 3 back to back all in the theater. This was a major event that happened out in Hollywood, and I was very excited to go. I got tickets for it, and we sat out in line and got in and got to go see the show. After I got done with that, I was coming out of the theater, and I ran into one of my friends, and he was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm about to go pass out. What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm about to go watch Lord of the Rings. It's coming up. It's opening up right now. And I was like, really? I was like, he was like, yeah, I just saw it. Or I'm about to go see it right now. You want to come with me? And I'm like, I just got out of Trilogy Tuesday. Are you crazy? Of course I'm going. So I went to go watch number 3 again. As I get out of the theater, watching number 3 again for the second time, who do I run into?
Roger and his family.
Roger and his family.
And Josh.
And Josh.
Josh was with us.
And they were like, we're about to go see Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Do you
Dude,
want
what are
to
you
go
doing
watch
right
it?
now? Nothing. Let's go watch it.
Hell yeah.
How many hours were you in the theater? What, about 15, 18 hours?
Yeah, longer than that.
Jesus.
Return of the King was what, 2.5 hours long?
No, the Return of the King was 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Not the extended.
No, just the regular was 3
yeah,
hours,
you're right.
20. Because the first two were 3 hours each.
Yeah, you're right. So,
and the extended added like 38 minutes and 40 minutes to the extended versions. Oh my God, it was horrible. But anyway, we saw the movie again together.
Close to 20 hours in the theater.
God.
Close to 20 hours in the theater. So it was pretty much just nonstop Lord of the Rings for Tuesday and Wednesday. And it was a blast. So I will remember that till my dying day.
Yeah. So I'm glad I saw the second and third movie with him.
Yeah.
So.
But it and we've actually gotten a chance to talk to some of the cast from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if they're in this new one. We have to see if we can get them in.
We might actually, maybe. I don't know if they got the same guy to play Sauron in the body armor.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? His name was Sulla, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what his name was. But anyway, fair enough. We will talk about that a little bit more. Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you caught where she said the reason why Galadriel was driven is because her brother was the one that had the thing where I'm going to do this, and who took her brother's life. Yeah, go ahead, Lord Dick.
I guess my next question is like the Power of the Rings. What book is that based on?
What?
This story that we're watching, what is it based on?
The Rings of Power is pretty much the origin tale of Lord of the Rings. So, in the beginning of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, we hear Galadriel's voice saying, one ring.
So it's in that book.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's all I wanted to know. I didn't know if it was separate from the original 3 or not.
No, you're gonna see more of that though in the appendices of the Lord of the Rings series. So like in all the notes and stuff in the back, you'll see stuff like that there.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. We can speak. I'm sorry, we can continue now. I just wanted to know where all this material was. Like I said, I didn't read those books, so I don't know anything. I thought maybe that what we're watching now was a separate book on its own, but you're just saying
they're taking pieces from the Silmarillion, and they're taking pieces and from the appendices of the Lord of the Rings. So essentially, the quote is, 3 rings for elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, and then 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Okay.
So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the crafting and the creation and the story of how the Rings of Power came to be. So we're going to get, so that's why when Elrond is talking to his dwarf pal Balin, that there's a deal if we can get the dwarves to help us build this furnace, then we can craft all these legendary items. They're not saying what it is, but we already know what it is. They're talking about crafting the rings. This is something that's going to cement their legacy. This is something that's going to change the world. And what do we know about anybody that says, I'm going to do the thing that's going to change the world? It's rarely in the positive stance.
Okay.
So they're going to change the world as they know it, but it's not going to be in the way that they intended. You
All
know,
right.
they're essentially crafting the things that are going to give, Sauron his power
All
or
right.
boost his.
Okay, that's fine. That is.
Uh,
It's
Dream,
just I didn't know there was so much involved.
oh, yeah, there is.
I didn't
As
know
a
he.
matter of
I didn't
fact,
know. I didn't know what lengths that he went to in this whole story. For this whole thing that he did.
well, how many books does he have? Is it 13?
Um,
Well, yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
ambushing you on that. It's
Yeah.
he has a lot, folks, and I'm actually collecting. I was at the bookstore, and there was 7. I'm not even talking about Lord of the Rings.
No, I mean, you're looking at Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. You're looking at all sorts of crazy books that Tolkien put out. And then
Yeah.
there's
Did you see
revised
the
stuff.
movie, The
Yeah.
Green Knight,
Yeah.
last year? Did you see it in the theater?
No, I didn't see it in the theater, but, I saw it on Plex. Same deal.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was very unhappy with that one. But anyway, right now, as the movie begins, we know that why Galadriel is driven to be what she's doing because she's following up at what her brother is. The brother was taken away, and that's why she's so driven. I think she uses the line, "My brother died," and it was at the hands of Sauron, right, Dream?
Yeah.
So she says, "Sauron did it. My brother died. There in the darkness, his vow became mine." And she's trying to convince him to stay. Then they go into these caves, and then they see that the orcs. Did you see how they were in the wall? They were. Who was it? Was it the orcs screwing around, or was it Sauron doing something that
It's the orcs.
left the orcs that way?
It's the orcs. So essentially, the Sauron is commanding the orcs. He's in charge, because instructions were left that should Morgoth fall, Sauron's going to take the lead. Now, as scary as we see Sauron in Lord of the Rings,
Morgoth was the real bad guy.
Morgoth is the big baddie. Sauron to him is like his little minion. So, I mean, we see Sauron, and we're going to have to. I don't know what kind of growing pains we're going to see from him. I'm hoping we get to see some growth, but I'm hoping not too much. Because I want him to not be like a Joffrey from Game of Thrones. I don't want to see him weak. I don't want that to ruin my perception of him, but we do have to realize that he definitely does have to grow into his role. We have seen him in weakened state. But we've already met Elendil. We've already met Isildur.
Right, in episode 3.
Yes. So for those that don't know this part, Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, his father was Arathorn. And Arathorn's father was Isildur. And Isildur's father was Elendil. So Elendil is the one that's actively fighting against Sauron in his might. And then we see Elendil die. And we see Sauron stepping on Elendil's sword.
Yeah, that's at the very beginning of
Very
the Lord of the
beginning
Rings.
of Lord of the Rings. And then we see Isildur, who looks like a child, pick up his father's sword and slice off the fingers of Sauron. So that is going to give you kind of a timeline as to what we're looking at now. So essentially when Rings of Power started, we're in the very, 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 very beginning stages, and it's, thousands of years,
Well,
before.
Doesn't Elrond tell Aragorn? Yes, Aragorn, I was there 3,000 years ago.
Yes.
Elrond's pissed when
Yes.
he's telling them that. He says, yes, I was there when man
3,000 years ago when when
Yes.
the line of men failed.
Yes. And
Now-
he yells at Isildur. Well, we saw that in the movie.
Yes.
So, and it gives you an idea, Lord Dick, of exactly where we are. So, knowing that, Dream, that's why it threw me that we have Numenor. But I guess
Why did it throw you?
Dude, okay, for the Lord of the Rings fans, Numenor is destroyed.
Yes.
It hasn't been destroyed yet.
No, that's coming.
Yeah, this
The
is
rings. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get to see all this. That's why I'm super excited. We're gonna get to see the fall of Numenor. We're going to see the rise of Gondor because Elendil becomes the High King of Gondor, and we're going to see all that timeline. Now, I'm hoping they don't just scene change. 5 years have passed. 20 years have passed.
like the House of the Dragon.
Yes. I'm hoping we get to see more of the details, but I know it's with the mythos that we have available to us, it's going to be very difficult to put it all on film, just in the amount of time that HBO is going to have. But it's nuts. I mean, so essentially my prediction, we're going to get to see, Elendil and Isildur take Galadriel to Middle Earth on their boat.
Okay, time out. What's going to happen to Galadriel? Because they said you cannot turn down this offer of going to Valinor. And she basically did. She snuck out the last second.
Yeah, she did.
What is the price that she's going to have to pay for that?
You know what? As long as she brings back proof, I'm thinking that she's going to have, some kind of backup, but she's going to have to make a very huge claim. But she's going to have to do some digging, essentially bring back proof that all this is going on. And it's not going to hurt that the elves already kind of know what's going on with Adar. So now if they can get word back to Elrond and them, what's going on. Elrond's brother Elros is actually the king of Numenor. He chose the mortal life. So we're seeing those two brothers going to be maybe they'll be able to talk because Galadriel's friends with them. So this is what my prediction, so to speak, is Elendil and Isildur are going to bring Galadriel back. She's going to talk to Elrond and be like, look, I talked to your brother. He's in trouble. He's essentially a prisoner of his own kingdom. And this is what's going on. And now I have proof. This is exactly where Sauron is. The sigil that I thought was a sigil is really a map pointing in the direction and leading to the plans that we have. And they're using that. They're going to send Galadriel and a few scouts and make sure that this is what's going on, or the elves will kick her out entirely and she's going to have to go with Elendil. But we do see that the elves and Gondor have combined forces essentially to take out Sauron. So by the time she gets back and get everything going, and then there's this big war, we have that time frame going on where the rings have been crafted, the rings are distributed, and now the last ring was made at Mount Doom, where Sauron makes his one ring that commands everything. So we're going to see the kings of men, 9 rings for mortal men. So who are going to be those 9 kings that we see? Is it going to be Harlan? Don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. Because his ancestors supported Morgoth, but he was the one that he's essentially like the new Aragorn for this, where his ancestors screwed up, and he's scared that he has the same weakness in his bloodline that they.
Is that Halbrand?
Halbrand, yes.
Halbrand, yeah.
So that's kind of where we are, but my biggest concern is how are they going to deal with the stranger aspect of it? How are we going to get to see Gandalf, or are they going to just kind of tease us along? And then, now, all right. So going back to that, my theory with that, I'm dominating this conversation. I'm just a monologue by Thomas.
Okay.
When it comes to the stranger, I feel like we're going to see him looking for the constellation. I believe is him looking for directions, so that this is probably the direction that they're going to use for all of the wizards to meet up and discuss their plans, because they have to form the council. So Saruman the White, Gandalf the Grey, Radagast the Brown, the two blue wizards, they're all supposed to form this council and go over the rules, as far as we're not going to directly interfere, but we are there to, guide the men of Middle Earth into fighting against Sauron. But their whole purpose is to fight against Sauron. Those are my theories. Because what do we use stars for? He's looking for a specific constellation. Why is he looking for a specific constellation? Why do sailors look for the stars and constellations? It's so that you have a direction.
No, I agree. Dream. Why do they? And I think it is going to be a directional thing. I kind of thought that he was just trying to get his bearings per se, but I understand that and I appreciate that. I still think it is Gandalf, and I didn't think it was already Sauron at the end of episode 3. But they did keep he was blurry.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to give you the big reveal yet, because also, like I said, he's the trickster. He's changing his shape a little bit, and they probably see him in a different way, that he's representing himself to the elves and to the dwarves. So I feel like they want to be able to show that figure to the, like, they're probably going to introduce Sauron to us, or Arda to us, as a friend of the elves who's coming to help. We might have already seen him without recognizing it, but I think they're going to introduce him as somebody who's helping the elves to craft the rings, and these are the weapons, and this is, like, we're probably going to get to see Elrond meet with him, and the master crafter, as they're like getting the furnace ready to do everything. So that's where I think they're going to introduce him, and then when they show him in front of the orcs again, we'll probably see him with the mask on, and they won't give you the big reveal. They'll probably just try to string it along as long as they can for the big reveal, like, this is this person at the same time as this person.
I was going back to episode 1. I was very surprised that Anandir, he's the elf that gets left behind. I was surprised that it turns out that he isn't the only one. There were others as well. And he talks about that he's been basically on duty for 79 years. And I think the elves realized that he possibly had a relationship, because everyone in the little town did. And they used some pejorative lines. I think it was like pointy ears or whatever. But
Yeah.
they didn't like that the elves were there. Why? I mean, it's just because there is the not the conquering power, but they're there, and they're there for a reason.
Yeah, and the elves kind of explain it. The elves explain it because the humans don't like them there, because they're essentially the police, and they're there to make sure that the humans stay in line. The reason the reason they're concerned about the humans staying in line is because all of their ancestors were supporters of Morgoth, and
Who? The humans?
yeah, the humans in the Southlands.
Oh, yes.
They were supporters of Morgoth, so they went to help him and be evil.
So that's why they're there in the Southland. Yeah, okay.
Yes, and that's why in Two Towers you see the men attacking Rohan, the city. Those are the Southlanders. And so that's actually from that. Those are like the tribal people of the Southlanders that we see them attacking, and they're the wild men who are lawless, essentially.
I thought, knowing that the Wildmen and the Corsairs, I thought the Galadriel and the what's his face Hellbrand were picked up by Corsairs.
That's what I was thinking too. But
Yeah,
but you never know.
but no.
Honestly, I
Well, we
was
learned right
nervous.
away.
Yeah, I was nervous. Like when they gave her the food and she was like, are we captors or guests?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not poisoned.
Yeah. Okay. So why Numenor? What was that innuendo? That she says you were granted Numenor. Says we weren't granted anything. We earned it.
Oh,
That's where the king
so
says.
essentially the elves say we gave you this land as a
Yeah.
gift,
Mhm.
and they say no, we paid for this land with our blood.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
And
that part.
That's when the Accord started dying. But there's that whole section where they gave away, or they essentially exiled the king to his own quarters, and he has no more say, because they stopped letting the elves come in. So they kind of felt that the elves were being too like above them. It's like, you didn't give this to us, like we earned this, we paid for this, so take your gifts and get out.
Yeah, I got that part. So, which is true.
Well, it was just interesting that they
Well, don't
didn't
we know
want
yet?
her
Because they
there.
have two. We always have two points of views as time
Yeah,
immortal goes on. So you're going to have. Well, no. What do you mean? Wait, whoa. Where? Because I mean, she's walking in like. Well, she is walking around like she owns the place. So I mean, the Elf Queen. I mean, my God, she's just walking around like, yeah, you should be happy to see me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you bowing? What's going on around here? Where's
Yeah,
my
they're
food
not
and drink? But
they're not
anyway,
doing any of that.
no. But then I, yeah, and but there's always. I found that interesting. I thought she was going to that library. I mean, yeah, she did find that clue, but I thought she was going there to see if she could find history to prove her point instead of so she could be set free and get going to where she wants to go.
No, she is more just single track mind. All that she's had on her mind for the last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years is, I want to get Sauron. I want to kill him and take vengeance for my brother. I want to finish the task he started. That's all she's concerned about, and she doesn't care who gets in the way. She's gonna go right through him.
Right. So that's her agenda. Then she doesn't.
Yeah.
She could care less. All right.
Yeah, and that to me is kind of where I felt disconnected to her as, Galadriel. Because Galadriel in Lord of the Rings was very smooth, very tactful. She was very good at her mind craft. Now, this was accented by the ring of power that she wore, but also, she was skilled with that before. So my theory, like that's where I feel uncomfortable about it. Is like, how does this Galadriel turn into that Galadriel? Because we have to have some kind of connection.
What is this also maybe a thing where they want to make sure that that she is a strong woman, that she doesn't take shit, so she just has this one track mind, and they're just making her too strong because they want to make sure they represent. They don't. I mean, that's just my thinking that when they try to do all this, making them so strong that everything gets lost sometimes. And what you're saying is that if she was more tactful, now she's just being on steroids.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not, because it just seems like someone always.
She'd be
they make
too
them
overpowered.
they make them uber strong so that they're not. They don't have to take any crap from anybody, and they don't have to be tactful. They just act like a man. So in a way. Not act like a man, but be strong. But I'm just saying that she is that part of it, since you think she should act a certain way.
If I may, Dream, is it because she's also young? I think you may have hinted at it a little bit that she's not tactful yet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like right now, it's hard to see the transition. You know, I'm hoping that we see it around the way. You know, around the
Okay.
I want to see the transition. Um, you know, she is still young. You know, so hopefully we get to see her turn into the Galadriel that we see in Lord of the Rings. You know, but at the same time, you know, I'm sure the director and the actor want to take it in their own direction.
True.
You know,
True. But I mean, but I see what you mean, the one track mind, because how they had to keep going in episode 1. She didn't want to turn around. She said, no, we're going. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Where she,
Yeah, they accused her of violating the orders, which
Yeah.
I guess she did.
Yeah.
Because it was made clear, and the king was like, "Okay, thank you. You've done
You
your
had
service.
your fun. Come on back.
yeah.
We're done. Sauron doesn't exist."
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought. I mean, because I mean, right from the get go, she was, you know, her brother got killed, and she's like, "Look, we're off and running."
What do you think about that, Dream?
I agree.
I think they made her a bit aggressive.
I agree. There is a fine line between motivated to complete your brother's mission and complete his task, and aggressive. You know, because she could have used that same tact, you know, that same, you know, type of, all right, well, I'm gonna fight everybody in my way to get to do what I want to do. And there's the, you know, well, let me use my Minecraft that I'm known for to, you know, accentuate all of these things and make it happen, smooth it over. Now, like I said, it could be that, you know, maybe she only had that Minecraft after she got the ring. You know, maybe it was just the ring that gave her that power to be able to read minds and such, and communicate telepathically. You
Okay.
know, or maybe it was something that, you know, she's had all along, and it was just emphasized by the ring. So
Well,
I think
I'm
she
sorry.
needs to learn some of that skill, though, or at least
Yeah,
show us that she's learning.
I was going to say that maybe. I mean, it's still early in the series too. That maybe there's going to come a reckoning,
Yeah.
and that she'll actually be like, okay, wait, whoa, this didn't work. I know, blah blah blah. So maybe I better. So maybe as time goes on, she will there dream. I can see what you're saying, but still early in the series, so
Yeah. Well,
you know.
the thing that I see in her interactions is with Halbrand. Halbrand actually has more of the craft than she does at this point in time.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
he sees that shit's going downhill, so, you know, oh yes, mighty queen, you know what,
Yeah.
you know, what can we do? Thank you for allowing us to be in your castle and lands, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, so he is more, but he's coming from the thief perspective. You know, he's
Right.
coming. So I think Galadriel is going to pick up a little bit of that from him, but instead of using that in the thief perspective, she'll probably use it in more of the nobility.
Yeah, but right now he's the one that's kind of smoothing over the feathers for all these
Yes.
killing stuff. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
don't pay attention to me over here. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and why does he want to be working the blacksmith?
He wants a weapon.
Yeah, he does.
He wants. Remember, everything that Halbrand does is because he needs something or he wants something.
That's why I'm asking. Why? I mean, so he wants to make his own weapon.
He wants a weapon. I don't know if he wants to make his own weapon. He wants to. Well, I mean, he does say that he wants to start anew. Like he wants to fly under the radar and, you know, just be away. You know, he wants to get out of the Southlands because he was the king.
Right. So was he also exposed to gamma rays?
I want to give a shout out to Andres Castro. Thank you for giving us a like. And of course, Hope, Hune earlier, and Ines Rosso. Thank you for the likes. I'm sorry?
Quinn. Hope Quinn.
Thank you. So,
I
yeah.
I knew that was coming because I knew he was going to Hulk out, but I didn't, because I saw how he held himself back at the table when they were giving him a hard time. And I said, well, there's something lurking beneath there. So
yeah, he was a beast.
So
Yeah,
but
he is part of that line.
yeah, it's true, and we see him steal stuff, and he makes it very obvious that he's okay to steal stuff. That's not part of his moral compass. Um, he's going to do what it takes to get what he wants, and
I
that's
like
all.
when they. Oh,
well,
sorry.
I kind of got that impression too, but I was waiting for him to Hulk out, but
Yeah.
I thought he wanted to work at the blacksmith to get money to do something. But I guess,
No.
He's
but I
more
can't.
immediate.
So
He
what's he?
doesn't.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
so he doesn't strike me as a person that wants to work.
okay. I mean, this is the first time I met this guy,
Well,
so
he wants to work at what he wants to have. I'd say it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
but
in
like
the
All right.
general sense,
he's
Okay.
not
he
looking
doesn't
for a
want a
9 to 5.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me to it, dude. He
Yeah,
does
he's
not
not
want a
looking.
9 to 5 job.
He's not
Well,
looking for
no,
that.
but I thought anyway. Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay, now I know to go from that point of view. But why doesn't he just steal a weapon,
So
or is he
again,
making a special weapon?
he very well could want a special weapon. He
Okay, that's all.
wants a weapon that fits his grip, that fits his hand, that fits the weight that he wants, the sharpness that he wants, the length that he wants, for a specific purpose.
Good for a
So,
person too.
or yeah, but like he probably wants to build a weapon that is similar to one that he had in the Southlands.
Okay. All right. Well,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Because they would probably use
that
different
makes
types of
sense.
weapons in Numenor than he would have in the Southlands. They're using different metals, they're using different things, and he probably has access to better stuff in Numenor, but he likes the style of something that he used back in the Southlands. So I don't know. I think he wanted to just make a weapon that he wants.
Okay,
Personally.
that's cool.
That
That's cool. That's
did
cool. I guess we'll
appreciate
see how that
conversation.
goes.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes. And here's that, back when they were in the water and the worms attacked, or whatever those monster creatures were in the water, and she swims off, and then she finds him again, and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to be around somebody that left their mates, left their friends to die. And I'm like, oh, you swam off too. What are you talking about? You didn't go back and help them. You swam off. So I don't know. To me, at that moment, it was kind of hypocrisy.
Well, at the same time, like they were trying to, they were still in the process of, do we keep her or throw her back?
Well, that's true too. But still, she swam away too.
And he was with them for a while. Like he was part of them. Like that was their group.
Right.
So he has loyalty to these people, whereas she's the newcomer. You know, they met.
Well, I got that. They plus they didn't want to split their rations with her either. Like, wait, whoa, what are you doing?
Give me 1 second, guys.
And they weren't too excited about her being an elf either. So,
look, there's his family right there. Hey, it stopped raining over here.
Did it?
Yeah, it was very loud. I had thunder and lightning.
Well,
so it looks like
you need the rain over there.
Yeah, we've had quite a few fires, so hopefully it puts it out. I don't know if you caught the conversation that both Halbrand and Galadriel had when they said their meeting was no accident. He says, or no, she said, mine started the war, and Halbrand said, yeah, mine lost it. That was kind of interesting. But I think that's when they decided to form, I guess, a quasi understanding or alliance, whatever.
Well, I don't know if they have well, she didn't really want to go where she ended up, so I don't know. She just had to go along for a while. She was trying to find a way out, even when they were on the other ship going, because she wants to get to where she wants to go. She doesn't have time for all these detours.
Right. She's driven to continue on the mission to find and destroy Sauron. That's what she wants to do.
Yeah. And
I was commenting, Dream, in the third episode where Halbrand and Galadriel have that understanding, I guess, where they form some sort of understanding or alliance, where it says, our meeting was no accident. And she says, yeah, mine started it, the war. And then Halbrand said, "Yeah, and mine lost it."
Yeah.
But I thought that was important, the realization, and that has to do with what Dream was explaining to us.
Yeah.
About,
So he has to
Morgoth.
rebuild his reputation and convince the people, we have to do the right thing. We have to stand up. We can't make the same choices we made before or our ancestors made. We need to fight the orcs. We need to that's his mission essentially. He needs to become a leader and rally the people to do what's right, but that's going to be his journey that we see. Galadriel, we're going to see kind of move forward with, Gondor and Elendil and Isildur and the elves. It's probably going to be her going to Elrond and convincing him to help save his brother. We'll see what happens. I'm curious as to what storylines are gonna follow before shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
But
In episode 2, we learned of the arrogance of the elves, which we already know about it. When Elrond went to visit, well, we know who he went to visit over in the mines, and he doesn't even want to spend time with them. That was crazy.
that
We are
was so
talking
sad.
about, yeah. What was his name?
Balin?
Balin. Yeah, I apologize. Of all people, yes. And then they got into their. I thought it was like a mock time in Star Trek when Kirk and Spock are fighting it out. I swear I was hearing the Star Trek music in the background where they were breaking the rock. So he challenged him to get in, and he lost. But dude, he was pissed. He says, "You missed my wedding. You missed the birth of my children." And for him, it was like, I just saw you the other day, dude. You missed my life. And I guess he says it was like, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
20 years ago, is that all?
Yeah.
Right. He was
20
dismissive
years
about it.
he says 20 years is a blink of an eye for an elf. But for a dwarf, you missed half my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you missed. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
but
crazy.
I saw the whole thing coming when he took him back to his place, and between him and his wife, I saw that whole conversation. Like, she's going to want in this day, and he's just going to be grumpy about it. But like, oh, not this scenario again. But you just, what, going right in. Okay, they're blah blah blah. Let him get it over with, and then because she'll say, "You're going to stay for dinner," and go, "No, I'm not." Then he'll stay for dinner, and blah. It'll go back and forth for a while. But that was a good. I mean, I was wondering, because I was watching, I said, well, how does he know how to get in that damn door? I mean, he knew what to do, so he must have been there before. And the other guy who was left outside, like, he's like asking the same thing. Who the hell's he to go in and not me? So we'll see how that goes. So I guess that's when I found out they were friends, and then busting those rocks. That was cool. But I guess that's what they would do against dwarfs. So I guess that was anyway. That was a good. I thought that was a good scene, though. I thought that was a good whole, good.
Yeah. I noticed, gentlemen, that we have not even really mentioned the hobbits. I guess I don't know if it was even that much of interest to you guys. I learned something new, that not all of them live in the Shire. These hobbits survive out in the bush, for lack of a better word, by hiding. That's their thing, and it's their migration. What is their line? They say, nobody goes off trail, nobody walks alone, we're safe.
Yeah.
And we saw in the most recent episode when they were actually mourning those that they had lost recently.
Yeah,
and
they lost them.
Yeah, if you cannot keep up, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, so this must have been something that happened to them in the near past. That's why they're acting like that. Is that right, Dream?
Yeah, something along those lines. So like they go in a caravan, and whoever's in the last trailer on the back end is the one most at risk to fall behind. Right. Because the person in the front's setting the pace, but the one in the back, you're just trying to keep up. you know.
Yeah,
And
I noticed that because they almost got left behind until Gandalf's like, "Well, I'll just carry this for you. Let's
Ooh,
go."
Nori's mom, she was pissed. She says, "You might as well have stamped our names in the left behinds."
yep,
Yeah.
Because her dad said, "Look, as long as we're up in front, we can maintain pace. We'll be good. I can
yeah,
survive."
because they can set they can help slow the track down.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I know she wasn't happy about it, but the dude, his ankle was messed up. So what else?
Yeah, but in episode
But they
2,
still
man,
don't. But they still
it
don't
looked
trust it. They
bad,
don't. They don't
dude.
trust this bearded giant anyway. So I mean, I can see that they just where'd he come from? What's he up to? What's he doing? So
It's interesting, though, where they do say nobody goes off trail, nobody walks alone, nobody's left behind. And yet they were mourning those that were left behind. So they call it, he says, our laws are clear. You should be decaravaned,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're actually going to be able to stay with us. That was good because she talks about, isn't this
So
what we are?
essentially, they're not going to willingly like just abandon people willy nilly. Like they're going to get each other's backs, but at the same time, you know, you have to be able to keep up and pull your own weight. You
And you
know,
have to stay
if
together.
if
yeah,
nature takes you, that's on you. You
Oh,
know.
yeah.
what was that in episode 1? He remembered Nuri and her sister and all of them. They took the kids out. They were out somewhere, and then there was something up on the cliff on the hill up there. What was that?
I
Was it a
believe
warg?
I want to say it was a warg, which tells me that that's where like the orcs were. Like they were rooting around or nearby, but it looked like a warg to me.
I kind of thought so, and then she tells her sister it was a wolf or something.
Yeah, but the tracks were bigger than any wolf she's seen.
Right. Yeah. So
Yep.
I don't know. And then we learned this is how the orcs are getting around. Is they're digging these tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Right.
that's a hell of a way to get around, man.
Well, they
But the
can't be in the
tunnels go
sun.
everywhere.
Yeah, they can't be in the sun.
Yeah.
So that's why traveling for them was a lot harder to get out of Mordor. You know, it wasn't until
Actually, are they getting out of Mordor or are they going to Mordor? Just
I think they're
curious.
going to right
Yeah, I
now.
think they're
They're
going
going
to as
to.
well. Because that's what we have in episode 3, where she finally looks at it and says, wait a minute. This matches here.
Yeah, this is where they're all going.
Yes.
So that's where Sauron went to go start amassing an army. So that's where everything is going, as far as like the baddies are headed over to
Which we
Mordor.
know it as Mordor.
Yes.
The land of, I forget. There's so many names for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like about the border. There's numerous lines for it here as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fair enough. Guys, we have talked quite a bit about this. Did they mention in the first episode, did they mention the Arkenstone?
No.
I don't remember. That
I
I
don't
don't know.
think
I,
they did.
I don't remember if they
Oh,
did.
I'm sorry, the second episode where. So I made a note of it, and I guess not.
It would
But
be
I
in the
know-
second if they did.
Okay, because I know they mentioned about being able to get together and build something big, the furnaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but that's what you were talking. Oh, there was a joke in the second one, where they were doing the rock splitting. Of course, Durin wins, and then he says 20 years discarded, and he says a life you missed, and then they used a term which is an English term as slag pit. Okay, we know what a slag pit here is in the United States, folks. A slag pit is the stuff that's left over, usually from the rock pieces or whatever, or the molten whatever. That's called slag. But do you know in the United Kingdom, slag? That's like a hussy. That's funny. I'm like, I know they're talking about a woman of the night, for lack of a better word. That's what a slag is. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
It's one of those extra things. But anyway,
Double entendre.
yes. Do you guys have any other thoughts? Any last thoughts or anything? Because we've already been at this for over 2 hours, gentlemen.
Oh man.
And we've done. I mean, if you guys want to keep on talking, great.
No, I'm tired, man.
Yes, I know we all are. So's Lord Dick. Lord Dick, anything else?
No.
Dream.
Apologizes for monologuing a bit. So
No, I mean, that was my
we do.
fault. I asked you a question and you answered it.
that's my fault. I asked.
If I wouldn't have asked
and
you a
wouldn't shut
question, we
up.
would have been fine. But I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, well,
You know, I'm glad I've kept my notes, and I'm going to keep them all of my handwritten notes. So when we move forward, so what are we going to do next week? So are we going to review episode 4 next week, and then our thought? But if we're going to do the One Ring as well, we're going to have to limit it, and then. Oh, by the way, folks, we are going to be doing a special on September 21st, Wednesday. We're going to be. It's going to go at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be on Star Wars Andor. So a week from this Wednesday, we're going to be live at 6 p.m. to cover the premiere, the 3 episodes that open up for Andor.
All right.
That's
All
crazy.
right.
So we are going to do that.
You'll have to tell Big Dog.
Why? You guys going to do Comics 101 on that day?
I don't know. He said 2 weeks, and that would have been 2 weeks. But he'll
Okay.
understand. We'll do something. We'll do it another night. It's no big deal.
Okay.
You didn't do a lower deck.
No, I don't have time for it, and you guys are already tired.
No, I don't mean right now, but you didn't do one last week, did you?
Last week it was health reasons. No, I was unable.
No, but I'm just saying after watching that episode, I had my 20-sided dice ready.
Oh, very good.
You got your
buddy.
D20?
Very good.
I was all ready for it. I was gonna roll it and do that little Klingon thing, and then it's like, oh, come on.
That's for the second episode. Yes, we will talk.
But
about
I am
it,
caught
folks.
up. I did watch the 3rd episode of that, so I am all. I mean, I'm caught up with that one.
We ask you to bear with us, folks. We have a lot of material that we're going over. Some of it we're catching up. But Dream, did you want to go before the episode next Sunday, or did you want to go after like we did today?
I think we could go after. I think that's a little bit easier as far as.
Okay, would you be available this week to go over episode 4?
Sure. As
When
far
do you
as
wanna
I
go?
know. Actually, yes.
You want to go tomorrow?
But it would have to be after, because we're celebrating my daughter's birthday
When?
on Sunday.
Oh, okay. So then it will be after next week. We will be
Yeah.
on at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time again. But we'll be okay. When do you want to do this week? We'll do episode 4, and then that way we can do episode 5, and we'll have time because we spent a whole hour just on episode 3.
I think we can just make sure we're paying attention at the time.
Okay. Do you want to do episode 4 and 5 next week?
Yeah.
And then we've caught up with the One Ring anyway.
Yeah. Because there's a lot
Okay.
of catching up for today.
Okay.
So I mean, what's the plan? So we won't do one next Sunday?
No, we will, but it's
We
going to be
will?
after. It'll be same time as this one, 7:30 p.m. Pacific.
Well,
time.
see, I don't mind that because we're instead of waiting. When we were doing it before, it was like we were a week later instead of being.
Well, let me tell you, dude, the numbers that we were getting were unreal, and
Well,
based on what we have now.
Well, I
Oh,
don't
hold on, I want some upper deck. Okay.
care.
All right.
Now,
I will
we're-
leave you guys
We're
to.
talking about lower decks for Star Trek, folks. Okay, Dream. We'll see you, buddy.
All right. Y'all have
All
a good
right.
one.
You
Okay,
too,
fair
Dream.
enough.
Good seeing
Thank
you.
you for everybody.
It's been
All
too
right.
long.
Then we'll do next week on Sunday for that. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Peace.
put our calendar. It's on ndbmedia.net, folks. Thank you, Dream. Love you, buddy. We'll see you, man. I'm sorry that I didn't put it out there. Let's get some. You want lower decks now? You ready?
If you're tired, we'll go. I just wanted.
Dude, I'm actually okay. I was just worried about Dream. But
Oh.
if you want to get to it, folks, you saw episode 4, right? Of House of the Dragon?
Yeah, right. That's the one with
The one that was on tonight.
Yeah, did I see that? I think I'm all caught up.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Folks, upper deck. Here we go. We're talking
There
baseball
you go.
cards.
What was that? What was that one about?
Actually, Lower Decks episodes 2, which was last week, was the one about where
I know. Yeah, I know what that one was about. It was about
she's got to play
about
second fiddle to the captain, to the first officer.
and
And
plus the Klingon thing,
yes,
and I mean the D&D. But anyway, and this week was the
Leah Brahms returned because they were trying to negotiate between the scientists and this race of aliens, but it looks like
yeah
they were all in on it. But
yeah that
these,
was because they got those rocks that made them fulfill their fantasies and all that. That was pretty cool.
it was very funny. It was, folks, for those of you that saw episode 3, it was really funny because the famous character that Geordie LaForge had basically a wet dream over in the Star Trek episode. It was Booby Trap, the 3rd season episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation, where they're caught in an asteroid field where they have these machines that are sapping their energy. So the Enterprise is in trouble. And he goes into Utopia Planitia and finds the warp field specialist, Dr. Leah Brahms. And we saw what happened in that episode. And then
and it made some and it made her some hijinks when she actually came on board.
Yeah, the next year, man. That was hilarious. Folks, we've actually reached out to Susan Gibney. So we're going to see if we can get her to be on our program. That would be a lot of fun. So, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank God Michael's not here because he gets mad when I do this. But we already have another guest after October. He's a former Star Trek guest. He was also in The Family Man with Nicolas Cage, and he's been in other stuff. Let me find out who his name again. He's going to be on more than likely in October. Let me see. Saul Rubinek. If you saw the Next Generation episode, the 3rd season, The Most Toys, that man that collects the animals, the cards, him.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
We're just choosing the day.
He was the one that collected data, right?
Yeah, The Most Toys.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you said that, okay, now I know who we're talking about. Okay, that's kind of cool because I remember that.
Yeah, he's going to be on with us in October. No, November. So we don't know the exact date yet.
Are we still on for October?
October 3rd, yes, I believe it is.
All right.
October 3rd, yes. As a matter of fact, he's on Upload on the Amazon series right now, but he was also the Cigarette Man, the one that's in the X-Files. Remember him?
Yeah. Well, of course I do. But I mean, you said there might be, I don't know. That sounds cool. I'm already putting together.
Yeah, actually, he's going to be on. He's been on a lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The gentleman's name is William B. Davis. Okay. So he's going to be on our program. He's already committed October 3rd. He is in the Amazon Prime series Upload, as well as he was in the X-Files. He was known as the Cigarette Smoking Man.
And he's also in Airwolf.
Oh, he was?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I missed that one. Okay. That was good. Well, I think actually his credits are just unreal.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that, I found that out. As soon as you said he was going to be on, I was checking to see what he's done. So, but okay, that's cool. That's fine. Do you have a time for that yet?
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Pacific?
Yeah, on October 3rd.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
So in this episode 3 that we have, we learn that they're in negotiations, and they find out that, yes, these crystals, it's their fantasies. It was funny how what's-his-face got Leah Brahms, and then stupid Boimler, he gets the emergency call to come to the starship so he can command the ship. It was funny. His was his ego. Everyone else was fear, basically, right?
Well, it switched to fear later on when the rocks broke.
Oh, that's right. I guess it became
Before
more
that, it
powerful,
was
right?
all fantasy because everybody was
Oh,
whatever.
that's right. What's her face? Had it with that other kid, the female character, and she was
Yeah.
losing her mind.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, after that, but then when that one guy knocked over the drum and they all broke, well, then they became nightmares. I can't remember his name, and I should, but he turned into a rock. But
I think they saved him at the very end. But yes, actually, people are
Oh, yeah,
turning
I
into
know
rocks on the
that.
planet. Yeah.
But it was kind of like, in a way, at first it seemed like it was that, when they were, the original series, when they, with the demon or that creature that Spock mind melded with, and they were they were breaking all those stones that happened to be her eggs.
Yeah.
Something like that too, because, they said, well, these stones are sacred to us and blah, 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 but it turned out to be a red herring. But yeah, that whole thing with them running around down there, and plus the other one being in training for.
Yeah, Tendi had to spend time with the one that's like an owl or just an
Yes.
alien guy.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the engineers that work in my place of business. Takes himself a little too seriously, doesn't care for a lot of stuff, and he's just like, oh, when he's reading the instructions to be, a mentor, he's like, yeah, it's okay. Maybe I'd have to read that stuff. That was kind of funny. He was just skipping over a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and she was trying to get everyone to pay attention to her.
She was ready to answer all the questions.
Yeah.
And she wanted to take the exams. It's like, can't we just take the exams?
Yeah, but she's the one who figured out what the rocks really were. So that was, the one on the one in the ready room where they were sliding it back. They were arguing about who should take the gift. That was hilarious.
Yeah, where the youngest captain to command one of those ships.
Yeah, and the old guard going, no, you take it. I don't want it.
Don't you know I'm the new guard. We don't save anything. We're not into material stuff. Wow. When he said that, I told my daughter, I said, Mija, let's go to the bookstore. Let's go shopping. I have collected so much. I guess I've been disappointed or depressed lately, Richard. I spent a lot of money on a lot of books recently. And as I was trying to get Dream to, open up his shirt there, he doesn't have his ring of power. So I'm do you have the ring of power on a necklace?
Nope.
I think we're gonna have to get you one of those. And then
I don't have a ring of power.
No. But I noticed that you had the Star Trek shirt on. I am impressed. Folks, I am I'm out of my uniform.
I was gonna wear it. I was gonna wear it last week when I thought we were gonna do lower.
Oh, I apologize. Decks. Yeah.
I was gonna be ready, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna wear it tonight.
I'm glad. Well, I know you can barely see it because it's the portrait shot, but that's the Enterprise uniform, and of course that's the Admirals, and then I have my Targaryen banners. So I'm trying to make it look a little bit better because I'm in my office garage, folks. Here's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
but you got spoiled. You got spoiled last time when you were on there. When you were in your daughter's room or her studio.
Oh man, that little
for the last Almighty Sports Show. That's right.
She's got it all, man. I mean, I was on the bridge of the Enterprise. I was flying an Intrepid class starship from the 2060s. Okay, this is what I fly in the 2060s. My daughter, she had the Enterprise E, man. All of her stuff was touch screen. She had a screen here that controlled all of the sound amplification. The mic was over here, just off to the distance. She had the light on up there. I had the monitor here and 2 other monitors. Oh, I hate her. I'm going to take a picture of her setup, folks, so you guys can see it. She's streaming right now, actually. We could, you know what? Hold on a minute. I could actually punk her real quick. She's streaming right now. Hold on a minute.
Oh yeah.
Twitch, TV, NDB Media. Here we go. Oh,
Is she-
we're live. Oops, don't want to do
Is she-
that.
Is she streaming one of her gaming things?
I'm almost certain she is right now. Yes.
No. All right. So that's cool.
Let me see. Star Fox. Hold on. Let me see what she is. Giselle. That's funny if I'm going to be able to do this right now. Oh, I don't think I have it right now. But I know she's streaming at the moment. So I don't want to interrupt her if she's streaming, but I wish I had her stream right now. Let me see on Facebook if she has it on Facebook. She might put it there. And if so, we could, you can, father and daughter, that's funny, are streaming at the exact same time. That's what we think of each other's audience. Okay. Night. Is it here? I don't think I see her stream. I know she's done some, but I guess she doesn't put it on her Facebook page. No, she does not. Damn. Oh, Snow Fox first. I think that's it. There it is. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry. Snow Fox first. Oh, there it is. She's live. Okay, I found it. There's a commercial. Damn. Okay, I'll see if I can get through this commercial. Oh, 25 seconds? Cut it out. Okay, my daughter is live right now, folks. So I think we're going to go ahead and go over to her, but I want this commercial to go past first. So I apologize. And I'll see if I can get the sound to go into play, too. And she should be now. There it is.
Oh, she's playing her game.
Yeah, folks, if you want to follow her, it's Snow Fox first. There it is down there. I'm surprised I don't have any sound, though, folks. I do apologize. But yeah, she's playing right now. So hers, it's SNOWFOX first. So yeah, she's streaming right now. Kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah, she's playing video games. It's kind of neat. I hadn't done this before.
Yeah. Wow.
I should ask her to play Star Wars or Star Trek. She's really good at these games. But anyway, folks, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's my little girl. She's already an adult, man. But yeah, she's playing this game. Do you know which game this is?
No. I don't play. I mean, no. Looks fun.
Oh,
Looks like
she has a good time playing these games, but yeah, I don't know which one she's playing right now. I should text her. Hey, which game are you playing right now? That's funny if she'll actually respond to me. Which game are you playing? Okay. So I'm just going to send her that text. She's probably not going to see it. But all right. So that's what she does. So what did you think of the last episode of Lower Decks? I enjoyed it, man. It was cool. It had some nice callbacks. The second episode, which we really didn't talk about, is where What's-Her-Face is in a lot of trouble. And she's like on her last chance. She's going to be kicked out of Starfleet, man. So both the Admiral and the Captain decide to pass her off to number one.
Yeah.
And he's funny. Do you know who he is in real life, the character?
No. Which one is he?
Did you remember the movie Stand By Me?
Yeah.
The little plump kid?
Oh, it's what? Yeah, him. Okay, now, I remember
him.
that. Okay, I looked it up,
And
and I
you know
forgot.
who he is in real life now.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's funny. I really appreciate him. He's having a blast in this character.
That's
He's
right.
funny. He's really, really funny. And
I also watched that Ready Room thing with Will Wheaton.
oh, I have not. How was it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to make sure you can stand Will Wheaton for a half hour, but yeah.
I like Will Wheaton, but when he addresses everyone as "Hey nerds," like no, sorry, not a nerd.
No, he's okay, but they only did, I mean, and they talked to some of the voice actors, but it's only like for the first episode. It's not like they do it for every episode like they do for The Walking Dead and all, where they have like.
It's not every episode.
It's just the first episode of the season because he was talking about that and he was talking about the cliffhanger from season 2.
Yes.
Is that right? So he was talking about how they got that all together and blah, blah, blah. And so that was interesting. He did okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I enjoyed both episodes, folks.
I think his Ready Room was longer than an actual episode.
Oh yeah, because the episodes are anywhere from 23 to 25 minutes.
I think this one was 55. But then they talked to a lot of people, but
yeah.
I mean, you could check it out. I mean, it's not like I said, it's only one, but anyway, it's really, you might get more out of it than me since you saw the cliffhanger, and then
I'm jealous of him.
But
I'm not going to watch.
All right, don't do that then. And
yeah, she has not texted me back, so I know she's busy.
Did we talk about they were orcs that had those prisoners working for them, right? And they had to cut down the tree?
Yeah, briefly. We didn't get to the tree because they did mention something about the trees in episode 2 and then in episode 3. Like I say, I had my notes for it. And
well, I don't want to discuss it now. I just thought, wait a minute. It seemed like it went throughout the episode. You know what I mean? It was like it was supposed to be somewhat important, maybe, but
yeah, it's just we had so much to get.
We talked about, we did. It doesn't matter. Well, maybe we'll touch on it next week or so. But the lower that was a pretty good episode, I thought. That Lower Decks. I mean, I like it. I'm getting used to it now, but.
Oh yeah, folks. The Lower Decks is hardcore. I've given up on trying to pay attention on all the Easter eggs. It's on overdrive. That's not for me. I catch stuff and I enjoy it, but there's just way too much of it. I don't have time.
The only way to do that is just look up Easter eggs and copy them from somebody else, since there's so many of them.
Yeah, well, there are YouTube channels that say, "Did you see them?" And they point out all the Easter eggs. And dude, there's like 30, 40. It's like, oh my God. It's like, no. Look, I know my Star Trek, but look, the whole point of an Easter egg was to find one. And they weren't there all the time. It was like if you were paying attention, you were rewarded. Do you know what the first Easter egg is in cinema? Would people believe to be the first Easter egg?
No.
It was in Tron.
Oh, really?
Sark is looking at the screen, and if you look very carefully, you can see Pac-Man on the screen.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I've seen that. And it's like, I think that was one of the first Easter eggs. Now, in the purest sense of the word, Easter egg in the movie. But there have been other things that you can get rewarded if you're watching movies and stuff. It's just a nice homage. But yeah, that's one of the first Easter eggs. It was in the movie Tron, which is kind of cool. Because if you look at Raiders Lost Ark, when he's lifting up the cover of the Covenant, you can see R2-D2 and C-3PO on the hieroglyphics.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're in there. And by the early 80s, you're seeing just more and more. Because I think in 1980, allegedly in the asteroid field, or wait, is it in the asteroid field? Yeah, you can see a potato and a tennis shoe. And I think the Enterprise allegedly is in either the second or the third movie of Star Wars. I've never really seen it. I don't know. I've seen the Millennium Falcon in Star Trek First Contact.
Right.
So, and then of course
Oh,
R2D2 has been in all of the new movies.
so when they did the episode when they went to Montana to the theme park for First
Oh, the first
Contact,
episode, yes. Uh-huh.
I kept thinking, okay, well, but where is Riker in the Forge? I mean, they're supposed to be in there too. But
You know,
I know it was like a reenactment, but still, you're like, well, where are they? I mean, that would have been a nice. They should have been there somewhere, like in the background, because they were supposedly helped him get his ship off the ground back in First Contact.
supposedly, and then something, the bionic zombies should have been there too. Because allegedly, remember they always made a joke that he was a drunkard, so he was always talking about bionic zombies.
Yeah, but I just thought. I thought that's the first thing I thought of. Well, what are they? I mean, because if you watched First Contact, well, he didn't go alone, but But anyway, I guess some of us would think about that since we saw First Contact. But wait a minute, there's something missing back in there. They
I
should have
did
had.
enjoy how it was made into a park, and they had food stands, toy stand, where the kids, the T Plana Hoth is a ride where the kids can now get on and off, like
Yeah,
slides. I thought that was kind of funny.
yeah. I kept thinking, well, in this day and age, it would go. It
Yeah.
would be common. Oh yeah, we're going to make a theme park. They make a theme park out of anything right these days now, trying to get people to come. But
Well, look,
that would have been a big event, though. I don't know how many people would want to go to Montana, but still, that's where it is.
Lord Dick, let me tell you, I am hoping if I am alive on April 5th, 2063, I will be in Bozeman, Montana. I will be, let's see, how old will I be? I'll be in my 90s.
Well, just as long
I
as
will
you
be
have
94 years old. Actually, I'll be 93 on April 5th, 2063.
as long as
I
you have
turned
your
94
your
that month.
scooter, you can do it.
Yeah, as long as I do. That'll be good.
But yeah. But
Hey.
because I remember that one. Nah, never mind.
That one was fun. I just was annoyed by Mariner. She needed a good calm the hell down, woman. Calm the hell down. Believe in the system. They kept telling her, believe in the system.
She kept preaching in the first episode.
Yeah.
Or he did anyway. I can't remember if she did, but they were telling believe in the system, and then she's going.
The dad, yeah.
The dad, but now she was like, I don't know what they were doing. They're supposed to be doing these peaceful negotiations, and he's just watching them argue back and forth. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, dude. She was in psycho mode, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I still did enjoy it. I'm enjoying that one. And we do have an announcement that I believe Star Trek Prodigy. Oh, no. Star Trek. Oh, yeah. Star Trek Prodigy debuts, I believe, October 27th. So if we follow this, today was September 8th was episode 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like there's only going to be 9 episodes of Lower Decks. If I look at it again, on September 8th, it was episode 3. We have the 5th, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 episodes of Lower Decks, unless they're going to put 2 of them together.
Right.
It's possible that we're going to have a 2-parter. But Prodigy debuts on October 27th, and we have Star Trek Picard debuts, I believe it's February 6th or February 16th, 2023. February 16th. That's when Picard debuts the last season.
Oh.
So if we look at Prodigy and it has a normal run, Prodigy is going to go to the 27th. It's going to be 10 episodes. So it's 1 on the 27th, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to end on December 29th. So we may have there will be a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So who knows? We might have another series where they split it. So they've done that before, where they'll split a series. So maybe Prodigy will run for 4 or 5 episodes, and then Discovery will debut. And then they'll run Discovery, and then they'll do the last few episodes or something like that. They did that last year.
Yeah. Can't get enough STD.
No. Can't get enough of the disco and STD. I like it. And it's going to be the final. Is it the final season? No.
I think Picard is. I don't know about Discovery.
Yeah, Picard, yes. I don't know about Discovery. You're right. But all right. Wow. What else did you want to talk about, young man? Talked about a lot tonight.
Yeah. Well, on air, yeah, that's about it. If you're done with the lower decks.
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, we're good.
Have you finished watching Strange New Worlds?
I finally did, yes.
All right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to get done.
Sorry, I did. I finally caught up. It was over the last week. As a matter of
fact,
I
thought that maybe when we do another lower decks, we can discuss the last episode of that or whatever. What do you think of the actor playing Kirk?
I saw on September 5th. On September 5th, I saw the last 3 episodes that I needed. Actually, check this out. On May 4th, I saw Strange New Worlds. Okay, I guess opening day. And then it took me, I saw episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on August 28th. And then, also episode 7 on the 28th. And then 8, 9, and 10, I saw them on September 5th.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm caught up. I am all caught up on Star Trek. I'm doing a rewatch of all of Star Trek. I'm making sure to catch every episode. So I am barely in season 3 of the original series in my rewatch. I'm up to episode...
What are you rewatching?
Everything. I started on January 1st, 2019.
Oh my gosh!
And
you might have got quite a bit done during when we were all trapped in our homes, but
no, not as much as you think.
Okay, well, that's going to take you a decade to do all that.
Well, I'm trying to keep track of everything, and I'm trying to watch it in broadcast order as well. So I think
I just did that when they had the 50th anniversary. I did that. I did, and after that, well, oh my God, well, you see, both of us have probably seen TOS so many times that we can probably we remember all of them anyway. It's not like we're gonna,
Yeah, I think this is my last watch through. I'm done. That's why I want to make sure I've watched them all, and I'm watching them in broadcast. Oh, she's playing Apex Legends.
Okay.
Just texted me right now.
Oh,
Apex Legends.
All right.
Good to know. Watching.
That's good to know. Yeah, don't tell her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's good. All right, folks. So, anything else?
No, I'm fine.
Folks.
And I should tell everyone that on Tuesday,
yes,
there'll be another episode of the Almighty Sports Show.
6 p.m.
6:30 your time.
Oh, 6:30. Awesome. On Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you guys were looking at having another Comics 101.
Well, he said 2 weeks, but that's before he knew your schedule. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to go on the 28th because I'll be on vacation on the 28th.
Well, anyway, we did well. Your
Where will
thing.
I be? You know what? I will be in Ensenada on that day.
Okay.
I will be at Catalina Island on the 27th, and on the 28th, I will be in Ensenada, taking a cruise that week, the 26th to the 30th.
Okay. Alone?
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Well, I have a friend, my
Mhm.
buddy, who's not the big dog, but another friend, Peter, a classmate of mine. He's also
Oh.
going alone, and so we're gonna be on the cruise together.
Well, you're going to be two wild and crazy guys.
Oh yeah, sure. It'll be fun. But yeah, we're going on the Carnival ship. Oh, asking who's we? Mind your own business.
Wow.
So it's good. All right, folks. I do apologize. I was just responding to my sister. We want to thank you for spending time with us. We are going to be on next week on Sunday. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time again, and we will be hitting the One Ring. It'll be episode 4, and we will be doing episodes 4 and 5 of Game of Thrones. So we will be caught up. And yeah, episode 4 was good. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
But it did creep me out. Yeah. It was crazy. So, but I did enjoy it. Eddie, I do thank you. I don't know if I saw this one earlier, but thanks. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for everyone else that spent time with us. Hope, Wen, Ines Rosso, and of course we had Jordan. We had likes from the aforementioned Hope, Ines, and Andres Castro, and of course Eddie Rodriguez, and I think we had someone else as well. Oh yeah, some other guy by the name of Michael Day. That was all right. All right, folks, we're done.
Good night.
We'll see you guys. Peace and long life.
Peace.
Oh, I was trying to cook something, and I was stupid. I was using the can opener, and I got frustrated. I was trying to lift the top, and sliced my finger.
Oh gosh.
I'm a dumb.
Now you got to get a tetanus shot.
Don't threaten me like that.